And welcome back to Scav Duck, everyone. Today's episode, we got lots of Tarkov stuff to discuss. As it's been a couple of weeks, we took a little bit impromptu Christmas break. Give us some time to spend time with family and give you all time to do the same. And it gives us lots of time to talk about all the Tarkov stuff in between in the past couple of weeks. Plus, we got some other topics. I finished playing the second test of the Black Budget, have some final thoughts. Got to do some more content stuff. Talk about that. I hate this game. Referring to Tarkov. Oh my god, I can't wait to rant about Tarkov. And then PhysX returns, which is a NVIDIA technology that NVIDIA kind of like revived from the grave. So excited to talk about that as well.
Cool stuff. Yeah, there's been a lot, and yeah, I'm sort of sorry that we took like a random impromptu break. But we're basically just like, look, should we just pause it for a minute, and then we'll carry on after. Nothing much happened, and then I was really busy anyway with family, and I was going to take a break anyway. And I know some people do really want to listen to it each week, but I think it made sense on this occasion for us to take the time just over Christmas. So we are back, but it does mean that we've got a lot to say. So to start with, we had a patch first and foremost. Like these things kind of all building on each other. So we'll go through the patch to start with. I mean, I know I did a video about it already, but we've like played it a bit more. This one actually was slightly different to the normal patch or patch note videos that I do, because usually I just kind of go through the stuff on there and like give my thoughts, whatever. It's like pretty obvious what's going on. This one, it was mostly just like, hey, we've changed this, and like, hey, we've added that, and everyone's like, what did they do? So like it really did require going in and actually testing it, which is what I did, and actually like people really appreciated that, so it was quite good. But anyway, so let's start from the beginning. Player matchmaking improvements. The matchmaking system has been adjusted to reduce raid queue times and improve feedback and interface transparency during raid loading. Players can now see an estimated time to enter a raid as well as the current stage of matchmaking. And cancelling the raid is unavailable at certain stages. This is required for the correct loading of specific types of game data. Cancelling at these stages previously led to errors and gameplay issues. So I don't know if the matchmaking time has changed particularly. I can't really tell, to be honest with you. It doesn't seem worse, so that's good. And when you load into raid, now you do have this progress bar effectively. It's sort of 8 steps that you have to go through to get into raid, and it's more transparent rather than just saying loading loot and then doing this and then waiting for players and then whatever. You can see you're on step 6 out of 8 or 7 out of 8. It's a nicer interface. It's better, and it does give you an estimated time into a raid as well. I did say originally that I hadn't seen anything shorter than 4 minutes 30. But when you're loading in as a scav into factory now, maybe they made some adjustments, or maybe the system was kind of, I don't know, maybe it's got some kind of like learning thing in it that it was like figuring out. They needed a bit of data before they implemented it fully. I don't really know, but it does seem now if you're entering into factory, for example, it says like a 2-minute estimate, and they do have when there's some problems, it then pops up with a little thing saying matching is delayed, and you hover over it and it says servers are undergoing extra strain, and it gives you, it says like you're going to be in for a bit longer of a wait. So it's more transparent. It's nice. You're not just sat there forever. And I do think in the past, sometimes when you used to have a bug or whatever it was with the matching and you press back, and then it would just take forever. And even alt F4ing the game, you load back in and it's still just spinning away because there's like something's broken. So it seems like they fixed that by just stopping you from pressing back when you're not really supposed to.
Yeah.
Which is kind of interesting. So yeah, I mean overall it's good. I like it. It's better and it's more transparent. So nice one. It's nice, just quality of life, really. Quality of life tooltips added the informational messages to the game settings menu and graphics and performance. It's fine. Like you hover over a few graphics settings things. Like it's nice. Like some of them I just don't think are correct. Like it says on MIP streaming, it's like plus GPU plus CPU, and I'm like, how could it be plus CPU? Like it uses CPU to do the swapping of the textures, so it's like plus should technically be like plus GPU VRAM negative CPU, for example, because that's kind of what it's for. So that's why a lot of people didn't really want to use it, because it hits your CPU, which is the one thing you don't want to hit in Tarkov. But anyway, it's a nice first step, gives people some indication at least of what's going on. Then new content we had added the M110 SAS marksman rifle with a set of attachment. I was like, oh, this is so cool! Like new gun, like where is it? I was like looking for it in the hideout. I'm not a gun guy, right? So I was like looking for it in the thing, just being like, where is this gun? Like they don't seem to have added it, and people are like showcasing this thing and all in tan and being like, look how beautiful it is. I'm like, where the frick is this weapon? I don't understand. And someone's like, oh yeah, it's like all interchangeable with like the SR25. I was just like, hang on a minute. So I go and look. So there's 2 SR25 bodies. basically an SR25. I was not really aware of this. I thought it was
Mhm.
a different gun. I mean, I don't know until it gets added to EFT. I don't really know unless
Yeah.
it was part of some other previous game. So now there's two SR25 bases, a tan version and a black version. It seems like there is a very slight difference. Somebody was telling me that there is a way that you could. There's a different suppressor. I actually haven't even looked at this yet. I haven't got around to it. And there's a way that you can mount a different suppressor
Hmm.
on the front, but you have to. I'm literally looking at it now. I think you have to add. It's called the AR10, like Knights Armament Company SR25 / Mark 11 762 sound suppressor. I think, do you have to take off? I'm just going to try this a second. You take off. Oh, yeah. So if you take off the muzzle brake, you can add this thing on. And I think it's only going to fit to this version because only this one can take the DHP double high Picatinny gas block, which I think that this doodad fits to. So yeah, it's like it can take its own special suppressor. It's also got this M16 looking type stock on it by default, which is
Mhm.
Garbo anyway, but it doesn't. That one doesn't fit on the black version. So like, it's technically a different gun, I guess. But Tarkov calls it Knights Armament Company SR25 in Torp, so it's like the same gun pretty much. So I was like, went from being like, oh, what's this like amazing gun everybody's on about, and then it turned out basically everyone was just like excited about like the aesthetics, and
Yeah.
I'm like, man, okay.
Yeah.
Military LARPer guys
Yeah,
having fun, I
basi
guess. But I'm now not
basic
excited anymore.
yeah.
But never mind.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, it's cool. It's cool. There's another one. Oh, also an absolute classic. So we'll talk about this in a moment, but we may as well talk about this right now because it's quite topical. I have heard reports. So they changed Test Drive 1. We'll get onto this in a second. For they changed Test Drive 1, it's now the SR25. It's an absolute BSG classic. This one doesn't work for it. Mwah, chef's kiss. Of course it doesn't, because
Oh
they just
my
added it.
god, the
They just added
classic.
it to the quest. So like, it says SR25, but it does not work for the quest because they haven't manually added it to the. God damn it, guys! What's wrong with you? Please, it's like another. This suppressor probably doesn't work for Punisher Part whatever. Like it's just a. So yeah, never test that kind of stuff. I actually it was in my video. I put it in my video being like, hey, you can probably use this for Test Drive Part 1, and then I was like editing it, and I was like. That sounds way too optimistic. And I actually put like a text overlay being like, if they implemented this correctly, by the way, like in brackets. And then somebody later was just like, yeah, it doesn't work. I was just like, God damn it. I just my BSG sense was tingling, just being like, there's no way. Like I can't just say this unqualified without having tested it, because like knowing the system, like they just wouldn't have done it. Anyway, so I was just like, never mind.
That's so
So yeah,
sad.
so
Your
there's
BSG senses are just like, that's too optimistic for you.
yeah, and just like if they've done it right, which they probably haven't. So just beware of that one. So yeah, updated the outdoor trader interaction scenes to winter versions if you're talking about outside. They added some more clothing, Gold Squadron and Bear Snesh. How have you pronounced that? Some more like random clothes stuff. But it's not like snow stuff, and they're more expensive than the snow ones, which they added the other day. So I don't know who's going to buy these, but anyway, they've added some more stuff. Added a number of equipment items for the winter season. So there's a few extra bits and pieces here and there. A lot of the stuff is for arena actually, which is a bit like not really sure how I feel about that, and we'll get onto that in a minute. There's some implications about pay to win arena shenanigans, but yeah, we'll talk about this in a minute.
Touching my pearls.
Heaven forbid, BSG would never. And then they added some new stream items, so presumably you have to have these for doing Kappa / Prestige. I think we've got the Manzoni dumbbells. I don't know who. I don't know them. I think they're a streamer they're another language streamer, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure who they are. And then we've got the Demontovich Ulak. He's actually like the what would you call him? Like the balancing guy at BSG.
I was gonna say, doesn't he work for BSG in some
Yeah, I'm
capacity?
surprised that they added an item for him. I'm not sure why exactly, but anyway, they've added one for him. Then they added. Oh goodness! I know they added the TIG splint. So
Yeah.
the one we saw screenshots of that previously. So they've added that because he's like first in the world thing. So they added TIG splint for him. And then there's another one. What's the last one? I can't even remember what it is now.
Oh, peanut sack.
That's the one. The nutsack balaclava.
I can't believe
Burnt peanut.
I can't believe they went with that naming either.
Yeah. So presumably you have to get all of these. I don't think I have a peanut balaclava or the TIGs one. The only thing that's sort of to mention about the TIGs thing is that splints changed to 3 ever since they made everything hardcore, and they never
Yeah.
changed them back. But the TIG splint is 7, so it's actually an upgrade
Oh,
over the basic splint, which is kind of cool. Like in of itself, it's like a better item than a regular
yeah.
splint. I quite
Even
like that.
pre
Even
Alu
pre, it
Sprint.
was 5.
Yeah.
Mm. So
Huh.
it's like a full the alu squared. This thing, it's epic. The Tig's wreck splint. It says on there, sometimes nothing is more important than having a fracture splint within easy reach. The founder of Tig's wreck knows this firsthand. Is what it says in the description, which is pretty funny. What
A
is
little bit
the
of a play on. I
what
mean,
was I gonna
well,
say?
yeah, I don't know. I guess he's known for that outside of, but it is pretty funny that his first attempt, he died basically because he didn't have a splint, more or less.
Exactly. Yeah, the peanut one says this balaclava seems to have a strange smell. Its previous owner apparently wore it without ever taking it off.
Apparently, too,
So yes,
the dumbbells weigh like as much as a tank battery, so it's like another item that's you need for
hmm
Kappa. You gotta drag up.
yeah, they're 45 kilograms or 46 kilograms or something. So they're
Okay,
another kind
they're
of troll item,
yeah. How
which is pretty funny.
much space do they take up? Do you know?
2x2.
Oh, weight
So
training,
it's not
anyone?
too
Let's get some
bad.
strength training.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Some people were saying like, oh, you should get the buff if you put them in the gym or something. Oh, that'd be kind of neat.
Yeah, I mean that'd be fun.
It'd be quite fun to do. But yeah, I mean, I got mine in the moonshine, as is
Oh,
tradition with anything remotely heavy. Just like put it through the
unfortunate.
scab case. Eventually, you'll get one.
Yeah.
It's just how it goes. So yeah, a couple of new items, kind of fun. I mean, I haven't got to collect it yet myself, so I'll have to get these new things. I don't know if they're really available, particularly, but yeah, I have some of them at the moment. Just need to find the Tigs one mainly. So then they've added this new game event, Coloton. New game event starts with the update. Players have access to a themed task chain with in-game rewards and a unique achievement granted for completion. The event is available for both PvP and PvE. I've done a little bit of it so far. I think there's some extra parts I haven't done because I didn't play the last few days because I've been doing, you know, family stuff. But yeah,
Hmm.
so it starts off with missing in action. So you have to stash buckwheat vodka and Iskra rations on Woods Reserve and Interchange. I did that on the very first day, which is actually quite fun. Reserve was like crazy. So it was in the marked room building near the train station on the
Yes.
outside. It's
Yes.
like in there, you have to plant the stuff. And so I kind of like went, I wasn't really thinking particularly. And I just like showed up on reserve. And then I was just like, oh man, there's a lot of people around here. And I was like, oh yeah, like everybody's trying to do this
Yeah.
thing, obviously. So that corner of the map is just like a total cluster. It was quite fun actually.
Hmm.
So yeah, did that one. I think Interchange was in this like smuggler's base thing. And then the Woods one is in the scav house. So yeah, that was quite good. And then there's like clearing the way where you have to kill 20 targets on customs. It's not that bad. And then Colleton itself, where you have to survive and leave every single map with frostbite status effect, which you get during this new event. So it's like the old frostbite effect. You get the ice around the edge of the screen, and you get negative. It's mainly. I don't think it gets any worse. But you get this negative stamina, which is the main effect for it. Like the rest of it doesn't really matter, but the negative stamina is like actually really annoying. So you run out of stamina quite quickly, and then you don't really regain it very fast. So you have to go inside to regain if you want to regain it quickly. Otherwise, it takes a long time, which is kind of annoying. They have added a new set. I haven't actually looked at these yet. So locate and mark the first, second, third full spots from skier's route and kill targets wearing a pom-pom hat. Knuckle sandwich, plant a load of TNTs, and then kill some targets with Ushanka flap cap. But I don't think this is finished yet, so it doesn't seem to get an achievement at the moment. So they're still releasing stuff for this. Is there another? Let me see. I think because you can usually see the achievement on here. I want to see if there's a new one. I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. It'll just once we complete it, then it'll be we'll see what it is. But I don't know if it's going to give you any reward. This is the thing. I'm not sure yet. I don't really know. So yeah, so it's cold at the moment. It's cold in the game, which is quite annoying. So you have to wear specific items to not be cold. Otherwise, you just kind of freeze. So you can just wear like a fleece hat from Ragman. So nothing. I say nothing. Mostly, nothing counts as just like a balaclava. So you can't just negate it easily. I think the easiest way, if people are wondering what works and what doesn't work, if you go to the Collarton wiki page for the quest itself, that specific bit where you have to leave with frostbite on, the wiki details all of the items that don't that protect you from it. So it says like beanie, bomber beanie, Dead Morose hat, Demontovich Ushanka hat, extreme cold weather face mask, which we'll talk about in a minute, boonie hat, cotton beanie. So pretty much all of them are hats, so they stop you wearing a helmet. That's kind of the idea. And there's a couple of random ones. So you've got the SSH-68 steel helmet. So like ye olde peen helmet. That one doesn't make you cold. But obviously it's class 3. It's not the worst thing in the world, but if you don't want to worry about it, then you can just wear that, which is, I guess, interesting. Like if you look inside the SSH-68 steel helmet, it's got like a beanie inside it, which I guess is the reason why they decided to make that like work for it. And they have actually changed a few of the ways that like headgear interacts with helmets, so you can wear the GSSHs with them again. Which is like actually quite a big. That's actually quite a big plus, because like pretty much every single guide that I make for the beginning of the wipe now disregards the SSH-68 steel helmet because it's like a kiver, because you can't wear any ears with it. Whereas now you can. So again, so if you're starting the wipe again at some point, like next wipe, and they keep this stuff, SSH-68 will be like the go-to staple for level 1 now, again, for the first time in years, because you can now wear GSSH.
Why do they
Again.
keep
So anyway,
flip-flopping? It's so annoying.
Oh my goodness, I know, it's so annoying. So anyway, they've said like, yeah, so you can, all of these things, they protect you from the cold, so you don't get the cold thing now.
So
except there is one.
when you say protection from the cold, does that mean like you just negate the mechanic completely, or
You don't even get the debuff. It doesn't even begin for you. It's as if you're playing normally.
Got it.
Whereas
So
otherwise, as soon as you go outside, you're just cold straight away, which is like, kind of annoying. It's not even like the Arc Raiders freeze event where you go out and then you're cold for a bit and then you do like start to take damage after a while. It's like you're just in the debuff immediately, which is like ugh. But apparently they have added tick damage as well for it, so they've made it even like the cold even stronger.
Okay, I'm seeing where you're going with this.
It's like quite annoying.
All right, continue.
Yeah, where I'm going with this. Okay, so we'll continue. Actually, this is probably good. Well, this is probably a good place to talk about it. Actually, the arena pay to win. So there's one item on the list that is different to all the other items, and it goes in the balaclava slot, and it is called the Extreme Cold Weather Face Mask. Lo and behold, it is only purchasable on Ref, which we saw this when it first came through. People found the item and were just like, what's going on here then? It's 10 GP coins. You can only buy 3 per reset. So it's sort of expensive-ish, but not really in the grand scheme of things. And it's on Ref level 2, and it is on the extended battle pass. So we'll talk more about that in a moment. But basically what they've done is they've extended the battle pass from level 100. So this is the free one, by the way. So this is not the paid for one. This is the free one. So if you have arena, you can get this anyway. It's just if you don't have arena, that's a problem. So it's very, very light pay to win. Standard accounts just GTFO as usual, and everybody else who's got EOD and on here, it's just like, here you go. And it's, I can't remember exactly what level it is. Does it say on there? It's just, it's on season. It's like a level 110 or something.
Oh,
yeah, but
like
100,
106.
It's like 106. Okay, yeah. So it's around there. So it's in this extended section. And once you've unlocked it on there, then you can buy it in the base game for Ref, and so you can wear this thing and then wear a helmet. And I've got one now. I literally just unlocked this thing like yesterday or something, and I can wear whatever I like. I can wear a ULAC. I can wear skillless helmet. I can wear any ears that I like. It's just the one balaclava that means that you can not have to worry about doing the cold.
Now I know who to direct all my complaints
to.
Is that Dominovich guy that apparently that's the balancing department, Giga said.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know. He's like, what is he like? Game. Let me see what it says on his thing. He's called Sergey Demontovich, and he's a senior game designer.
Okay, game designer.
BSG. So I assume that means he's like responsible for some of this stuff. Must be. No, I like him. He's a good guy, but
no.
They always seem to manage to add something like this into the game, and it's just a bit like this one doesn't matter too much, I guess. But like, I wish that they made it tradable on the flea, that it did actually appear in the base game. Maybe just put it like found in raid only.
I don't know, it's just annoying on the surface because you basically have to, like, if you want to ignore a certain mechanic, you have to forego a helmet, which maybe you're okay with, But if you're not, then I don't know. It's just gonna feel kind of annoying.
Yeah. Or you wear the SSH steel thing,
Yeah, I guess.
or a
Yeah, I guess that's
face mask. I guess.
okay.
Yeah, you could probably wear like the CQCM or something, or like something like that with the face with a hat. I think can you wear
Could
both?
you?
I'm actually not
I
sure.
don't know.
I'm not sure whether you can. Let me just quickly check. UX
Just-
Pro, and you can wear a Death Shadow. That's the one thing you can wear. You can wear a Tagilla helmet. You can wear a beanie hat and a Tagilla helmet.
Oh, I see what you're doing.
You're
Gotcha,
not allowed to
gotcha.
wear a CQCM though.
Yeah, I see what you're doing.
So
Okay,
certain things work, certain things don't work. Anyway,
that's not a bad
so
idea.
yeah, cold weather gear
Yeah.
and the usual arena stuff. Anyway, we'll talk about arena in a minute. So what else we got? So yeah, so okay, adjusted the test drive task line. That's like the next one. That's the main one. I actually thought test drive was kind of getting to the point where it was okay anyway, but they've now like shifted up quite a lot of them. So test drive 1 is probably the place that's had the biggest, like most input, like never changes on the others, but test drive 1 is the one with the biggest change overall in doability, because previously, for those of you who don't do it and I don't suffer that punishment, which I honestly don't blame you because I never normally do it, but I'm doing it this wipe obviously and I've done it already, was previously the M1A with the Schmidt and Bender 1-8 scope with the hybrid 46 suppressor, and you have to kill 5 PMCs from 60 meters away, which is and that was the biggest problem, right? The 60 meters thing. The M1A, like, it sucks as a gun really these days, but the 60 meters thing is just horrible. There's so many situations where you're like, the guy's at 20 meters and he can't see me, and can I
Yeah.
move to a position where like any of the distance stuff is just awful. They're just generally awful. But they've changed it now. So now it is, as I said earlier, it's now the SR25, not the M110 version, because that doesn't work apparently. But the SR25 regular with a hybrid 46 and a Schmidt and Bender 1-8, so the same stuff, but you have to eliminate 10 PMCs. There's no range
Hmm.
limit. They've got rid of the range limit. So this thing is like so doable. You could just fight people with laser if you want. Obviously, you've got a big scope on there, but you could just like
Yeah.
laser them if you want to and point fire. And it counts. So if somebody runs up to you, then you can just kill them and it works. So I definitely take that. Double the PMCs, but with no range limit. It's like
Yeah. Yeah.
so much more doable. It's way better.
Yep.
So there's that one. Then Test Drive Part 2. This used to be the SR2M on streets. This then returned into the SR2M on streets, ground zero, and customs. Now it has turned into the MP5SD with the Pro Sight red dot on streets, ground zero, and interchange. So sorry, not customs. Yeah, it was ground zero and interchange. So the maps are the same: streets, ground zero, and interchange. Sorry, I think I made that mistake before. Still 20 PMCs, but now it's the MP5SD. Now, some people think that that's a buff. Some people think it's a nerf. It sort of depends on how you feel. Because the SR2M, it's not a gun I really ever used, to be honest with you. But I know lots of the guys in Arena used to use it. And I think that was partly to do with the way that the points worked and, what you could get with it and stuff. But that being said, like, the gun actually is also, like, it shoots pretty straight. Like, it just feels quite nice to use. It's very hard to put your finger on, like, why it feels good. But some guns just feel good. And it has a high RPM as well. So it works really well in Arena. I never used to use it particularly because it wasn't a gun I used to use in the base game. But because I was going to be doing Test Drive Part 2, I made a kit for it. Right. So I've been using the SR2M quite a lot in Arena to get ready for Test Drive Part 2 myself. And I also agree. It's actually a really nice feeling gun. I don't really know exactly why, but it just feels really good. The ADS speed is super, super high. It stays on target, doesn't bounce very much, it just feels nice. So I don't know. Some people are just like, "Oh, I quite like the SR2M. Like, I've used it quite a bit, and I'd rather do it with that than the MP5." I think the MP5 SD needed some love, so I actually am quite happy for it to be in here. Like, you never use this gun otherwise, and you can get 50 rounder for the MP5 SD. So there is definitely some positives, but it's 800 RPM, so it's a bit harder to just like spray at people's heads. It's not quite as high RPM. The ammo is about the same. PvP is about the same as 7N 42, I think it is, for the SR2M. They're all about the same-ish kind of deal. I think there's better leg meta ammo for the MP5, but it's. I actually thought that because there was some conversation on Twitter about this in general, about how, especially if you're prestiging, not being able to get to the high end ammo, and even with PvP, like shooting at people who are like high level, it's very difficult because they've got class 4 helmets on or Tagilla masks or whatever it might be. And a lot of people, including me, were just like, well, just use the leg meta stuff. And it's like, well, apparently the 9mm RIP, because you used to be able to buy the boxes, 9mm RIP is now only on like Mechanic 4 or something, and there's no boxes, which I actually didn't realize it'd like taken a lot of this away. So it's quite hard to get the good leg meta now for 9mm. Anyway, it's still technically something that you can do. So yeah, so test drive part 2 is now the MP5. I haven't actually completed this yet because I've been focusing on the bolty stuff rather than test drive. Test drive part 3 is the same because it's the AK with its suppressor in the Valde. It's still Lighthouse Customs and Reserve, so that's fine. Test drive part 4 is the RPDN. I think the site has changed maybe, but I think it's broadly the same, but they've added more maps. So it's not just shoreline, it's now shoreline, interchange, and woods. So 30 targets, so it's not really a problematic one because you can kill scavs for it, so it's not really a big deal. It's only 2 and 3 that are really hard because the rest of them are targets. And then they changed part 5 quite a lot. So this is now eliminate 50 targets with the SR2M. So it's moved from test drive 2 to test drive 5 with the suppressor in the site, but on factory. So 50 targets on factory. There's going to be a lot of people running around on factory. Again, it's targets, so you can kill scavs. It's not as hard as some of the others. And then test drive part 6 is the same. It's 50 targets on customs with the Velociraptor, which no one uses, the other 300 gun outside of the MTX. So it's good. Like, it's much easier, I think. I mean, test drive's now probably in quite a good place, I would say.
I didn't know this quest existed. Part 6.
Yeah, I know. They've added it for making people use this godforsaken gun.
Is it really
It's
that
so
bad?
much worse than the MCX.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah.
There's like no mods for it.
Well, yeah. I mean, you basically put on the ergo stuff, but yeah, I guess you're right. It's pretty bad. It's like
There's just nothing for it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Well, like, it basically comes fully kitted. Right. Like, you can't really do anything to it. You can add
like you can't even put a vertical foregrip. Like the handguard is unrailed, so it's just that. You can upgrade the pistol grip to the AGS sniper thing. The stock is already the Zhukov, so you can change the stock, but it's already like the best in stock. Yeah. And despite that, the gun is still garbage.
I mean,
you can't change any of the railed covers.
But 65 ergo,
you can only use it. I mean, the ergo's okay, but the vertical recoil is like 83, and you just can't make it any better.
Yeah, yeah, I know.
And so it just spits all over the place. It's just not very good.
Yeah.
And it's only 600 RPM as well.
It's an AK. It's beautiful on the inside.
Yeah, exactly. It's like an AKM that fires 300 blackout.
Yeah, yeah.
So you don't even get the beefiness of BP.
Wait, are these transparent magazines?
They are not yet.
Are they even though?
I don't know actually. Is this one supposed to be transparent?
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Yeah. Anyways, we'll get onto that later.
Yeah, we will get onto that later. Okay, so what else then? So added the new stream items to collector, so you have to get them. Forest is not important. Yeah, so changed the restrictions on headway. We talked about that already. Adjusted the experience modifier based on the number of completed transits. So this has now gone, I think it's basically twice what it was. There was a post about this, but I don't have it to hand. But it was something like previously you got 15% extra XP for every transit you did for that like next section. I think it is. I don't think it multiplies backwards. I can't remember actually. But now it's like 30%, something like that. It's like it's a lot better. So I think it's like double XP by the time you get to like it's like some stupid multiplier. It's like 15 times XP when you get to the 10th raid or something like that. And somebody, Logical Solutions put out a small challenge just to see if anybody could get like 1 million XP run. Because I think, yeah, Tiggs did some like crazy run and got like 600k going through to Labyrinth. And oh gosh, who was it? It was one of the French arena guys. Oh, I can't remember his name now. Anyway, he went through. He's a beast, and he went through and did it. Got 1 million XP transit run. Took him 6 hours.
Gee,
I think. But,
Louise.
But 1 million XP though, that's a lot of XP.
I mean,
it's probably relatively efficient. I would have thought. Maybe. 6 hours gameplay for 1 million XP. It's actually probably not that bad because that's like. Well, yeah. Actually, I don't know. Actually, maybe. I mean, no questing. That's not bad. But yeah, it's like 166,000 XP per hour. That is probably quite good.
Yeah. Because I feel like your average good 30-minute raid, you maybe get like 12k. If you kill a lot of scavs and loot a lot of like Persephone, a lot of bodies, maybe you get up to like 20k.
I guess you could still go to You could still go to Labyrinth though. Is that better than Labyrinth? I'm not sure. It's on Furlex. Yeah, that's the one. Furlex. I actually shared a taxi with Furlex on the way back from the Hanover event.
Oh, that's cool.
Furlex and Codex, I think it was. Furlex and someone else. I can't remember. Yeah, one of them. Oh yeah, I spoke to him for a bit in the car. It's quite funny. Nice guy.
Cool.
Okay, so yeah, so there's like more XP for doing transits, which is good because it was just pointless before, really, and it's better now. So yeah, loads of random fixes. Anything that's particularly important, I can't remember. I did read through this at the time. Currency stacks, rewards, completion conditions. Oh yeah, and fix the need to re-enter placement zones requiring multiple consecutive item placements. So you had that thing where like it says place, and then you place the 6P43 helmet in interchange, and then you finish it, and it's just like where's the place button gone? And most like new players end up like wandering around, leaving the
Oh,
area and returning to the area. Experienced players know you can go tab to reset
yeah.
the
I'm like, what are you
the
talking
thing.
about? That's just how the game
Yeah,
works, Kiko. What are you talking about?
yeah. They finally fixed that, and now you could consecutively plant items one after another without knowing the tab trick, which is quite nice. What else there? Some errors of this. Movement or sounds of players muted in third person view. That was annoying. I don't know if that's. We'll see if that's better. I'm not sure. That's when people sound muffled when they're not. Well, they shouldn't be.
Hmm.
Okay, great sounding. Bots disappearing. Could be particular issues. Blah 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 blah. No, I don't think there's anything else. Yeah, there's nothing else really critical. So that was the main patch for the base game, which is neat. There was a lot of stuff actually. I think, did I have anything that was worth going through? Let me just quickly check. Because I obviously I did a patch notes review thing, like I said previously about it. What did I write down on my thing that I actually said in it? Because a lot of people have probably seen it already. But yeah, we talked about test drive, talked about task lines, talked about the gun. Yeah, so the only other thing is like Santa's in the game again. I don't think he causes negative rep, but I could be mistaken about that.
Oh,
And
okay.
the Christmas tree is back, so you can build the Christmas tree now. We found in raid.
Yeah, that's right. The Christmas tree. Yeah, they got
Baubles.
like new. Like you need like a lemon and an orange or tangerine or something. I didn't really get that.
Yeah, there's tangerines now. They're like part of the Christmas tree crafting recipe. But you can
It's
make a
like a part
tangerine
of.
just using baubles.
But is the tangerine a part of like the Christmas event, presumably, or is that like
Yeah.
its own item? Okay, all right.
It's like special Christmas event thing. It's like the pickles, the salad, uh, the
Oh,
Shishka
okay.
Christmas
Yeah,
tree life
yeah, yeah,
extender. It's like all of those rando items that they add around Christmas time.
yeah.
It's like part
Okay,
of that.
okay.
Um,
I don't know. Weird
Chat saying
Russian
no rep
thing.
loss for killing Santa. Yeah, strange Russian things. So then we've got the arena patch, which came through with the in-game event in arena called Dubak. I think there was, yeah, Nikita was like unhinged on Tug of TV, which we'll talk about in a sec. Which like,
Wait, who's back?
yeah, he was
Sorry.
just like, it is Dubak, and we are in it, my boy, is what he had to say about it. Very bizarre. So new winter locations, all the maps have got like winter stuff. They've added 3 new maps or arenas inspired by iconic Escape from Tarkov locations to Last Hero, Smuggler's Camp from Shoreline, Dorms from Customs, and Emacom Base from Woods. They're in arena. You can just play them in
What is
Last Hero.
Smuggler's Camp from Shoreline? Oh, is that
Smuggler's
the
Camp from
little
Shoreline's
farmhouse?
yeah, exactly, up by the car extract.
Gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yep. So that is in. Dorms is in. Emacom
Mhm.
Base is in. I was a bit like, oh no, they finally added like the in-game locations. These things are going to be like meta games within an inch of their life. At first, I played like 3 rounds of it, and I was just like, yeah, this isn't helpful at all. Like, this is just such a cluster. Honestly, it's just a mess. It's just such a mess trying to play.
Well,
Like Dorms is, I
I
don't know.
saw that the
Like
player
Dorms,
count, like the little high, was the thing I was seeing
it was
people say.
8.
Yeah. Which 8
They
people?
decreased Emacom. Yeah, it's a lot. They decreased Emacom base to 6.
Yeah.
The others are still an 8. In terms of the order that I like, I think Smuggler's Camp is probably the best, personally. Dorms is in the middle, and Emacom base is the absolute worst. I really don't like the Emacom base very much. Like it's like the Emacom area.
But only the
You know what's really
inside.
funny actually? It's only the insides. It's like the Emacom area
Yeah.
of woods, but like any bit outside of the thing is like blocked off.
Yeah. Like they
Which was
manually
really funny
added
about it.
new stuff in. Which I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta
The
have a play
funniest part
area.
about Emacom is I saw the name. I know it's Emacom base.
Uh-huh.
But when I first played it, actually like 3 or 4 raids, I didn't actually make the connection that it was that area.
Okay.
It's hard to explain, right? I just wasn't really thinking about it. Like I just sort of saw the stuff, was like, okay, smugglers, yep, dorms, yep, Emacom. The other two are quite obvious, like where they are. But I think because Emacom is so constrained within that middle bit, and it's not somewhere you fight all the time. Obviously, there's usually fighting in there, but like Emacom's very much like how you move in and out because it's quite porous. It's quite a porous area. It's not like dorms, which is quite hard to get in and out. Right? It's like you can come in through the top bit, the side bit, the back part. There's a bit underneath of one of the containers. Like it's very like open to enter into.
Yeah.
So it'd be almost like somebody saying, "Oh, we're going to put in like." I can't even think of another good example really, but just somewhere like,
We're gonna take this open field on shoreline and then put like a fence around it.
yeah,
Yeah, I know what you mean.
kind of, yeah. And
I
so
know
when
what
I
you
was
mean.
playing it, like I was like one of those robot hoovers, basically, like remapping this area. And I was just like, here's my mental model of Emacom on Woods.
Uh-huh.
And this is my mental model of this so-called map called Emacom base on Arena.
Uh-huh.
And like I've played like 4 or 5 of them, and I was like working out like where all the spots were and stuff. And I was like, wait, no, I should just know this already. Like this is really like I don't need to like think because I was like, okay, well, there's where this person is, and then there's this peak here and stuff. And I was like, wait, no, but I know this map. I think it's also because it's snowy as well.
Yeah.
So I've not played Woods Emacom base really in the snow at all. I've never not been there. So the fact it was like the landscape, it feels so much different because it's constrained. And then there's snow. I was just like, I don't recognize this area. This is totally new. So my brain was like building this like new mental model of this map. And after like the first 2 games, I was like, okay, I kind of get it now. And then after the 5th game, I was just like, wait, I didn't need to do this. It was like really weird. But that one, like, it's so chaotic. I find Emacom so crazy. It's like because the middle, there's nothing in it. So that all the activity, like everybody's just around the outside of the map. As soon as you step into the middle, you can just be crossfired by like everyone because there's only like boxes in the center. So it's
Yeah.
just mad. So you're just like everyone's just like skulking around the edge, trying not to be shot by somebody else. It's very much like you shoot one person, and then they hear you shooting, and then you get shot by the next person, and then they get shot, and then they get shot, and they get shot, and then you can see it in the KDs. It's like the best guy on the whole thing is like 25 to 19, and the guy at the bottom is like 13 to 12 or 30 to 17 or whatever. It's like just like everyone's got like 1 to 1 ish because it's so hard to get like multiple kills. I ended up there was a few areas that are okay. I ended up figuring out being stood in was actually works bit better. Like underneath, there's like there's the containers that go like over the top.
Mm-hmm.
You can
Mm-hmm.
normally walk through. If you're up that end on the ground, it stops people from spawning like behind you. And there's a crate where you can resupply your ammo, and you can kind of
Oh.
kill people as they move through. So I managed to get like 5 kills in one go being sat there. So that was okay. But the rest of the map I find is just like I don't know, it's just crazy. It's just like you don't really want to move because everyone hears you. You can hear the people as soon as you move. Everyone knows where you are, and then it's just trades. It's just trade city.
Yeah.
Smugglers is quite different though. Smugglers is quite nice because it's like you've got the lower area, so it's basically like the lower ground section, the first bit you come to, and then the upper ground warehouse and a bit of the outside. And because they're on 2 separate levels, like you have to kind of be in the upper bit to kill the people in the upper bit. You have to be in the lower bit to kill people in the lower bit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I find it's like a bit more balanced. Like it's more fair. You can do more stuff. I think there's
It's
a
a
bit
little bigger.
more to it.
It's probably like
Yeah,
double
it's a
the
bit
size
bigger.
of Emmerich. Maybe not quite double, but it definitely. I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen it, but from the map that I
Yeah.
know in OG, base game,
Mhm.
it's quite bigger than the innards of Emmerich.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's better and it makes more sense actually because like it's sort of like its own playable area anyway when you're in Smugglers.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole thing just makes a bit more sense. So I'm like, yeah, okay, this is quite cool. I quite like that one. But it's like it's actually a weird range. It's like a medium range
Yeah.
because not that much cover on some of the outside bits.
Yeah.
And I ended up doing really well with the SR25 on that map, bizarrely, of all things. And then Dorms is in the middle. Dorms is interesting.
That just sounds like
I
an
actually
awful.
the issue with dorms is there's a lot of area taken up by like the space in between second and third story. Like you can't walk there, obviously, in arena. Like you will just be dead if you walk in there. There's no cover, so that area is completely empty. And then it's mainly people inside the building spawn camping people who spawn outside the building because everyone's always spawns
Oh, they
outside the building.
included the outside.
So there's a little bit of outside
Oh, I
to
didn't
get
know
in.
that.
So you have to like get in through, which is that actually makes it better from like a practice perspective. So you can like jump in through the car window on third story where you can run up the outside staircase to get
I
in
guess
through the
that
different.
makes
So it's like
sense.
it's kind of interesting. Like you can learn, like you can get onto the flat roof and you can
Yeah.
shoot people in second story, or like so it's like it's okay.
Yeah, yeah.
But the map design, it's a bit clunky, and it's a bit like it's sort of I don't know. I feel like it sort of is a bit slow in some ways because people are like inside and they don't want to move, and then there's one person camping the third story corridor, and you're like, well, it's hard to fight this guy, and he's just like sat up there.
Yeah.
It's just like it just is a bit like it's a bit weird for arena, but it's okay. I don't mind it too much, but it's okay. It's all right.
Huh. That's
But yeah,
interesting.
it's interesting. I was just like, oh, but everyone's gonna like metagame it, and like they're gonna figure out like all the spots. Everyone's gonna be so good. It's just like, yeah, it's like not really translatable at all. It's like it's so insane and so different. Like the pacing is just like totally unlike EFT. It's just people everywhere. You know, there's 8 people around dorms.
Hmm.
It's just madness. It's just madness. So, yep. It's fun though. I don't mind. It's fun. And there's a load of the quests in the game. There's like a load of arena quests actually. Some people were saying it's sort of good, sort of bad. There's like a ton of arena. There's like 10 different quests or something.
Hmm.
And like I'm about, I think I've got like 4 through it or something like that. Actually, maybe there's more than that. I don't know. It's like play a match on each of the new maps, kill 50 enemies on the new maps, so it's all last hero. Then like get certain places in certain game modes, 20 enemies on the new maps again, 10 enemies from less than 5 meters, win 3 matches in any game mode. And then as part of this, like there's just loads of them. There's like a ton more, like get MVP in any game, 5,000 checkpoint, and then the last one is 150 enemies in checkpoint or last hero, and then 50 enemies in team fight or blast gang, which like sounds pretty annoying to me. 50 enemies in team fight. I'll just rub my face against team fight, chop shop, just like literally just run to the front, try to get a kill, and then die, and then be doing something else while everybody else plays out the rest of the round because chop shop's super fast. But they're quite fun, and there's a lot of XP. So if you have arena, you can get tons of XP. They're like 20k to 40k XP each, which is a lot in this new world of low XP. So people are like bumping up the levels using these things. It's interesting. They've also added a additional part to the battle pass, and we talked about it a little bit already. They added the special winter phase tactical thing at like 106, but there's now levels 100 to 120, so you can continue to grind the regular battle pass for the extra 20 levels, or you could buy them, I guess. And there's like gun camos and a few like winter bits and pieces in there, which is kind of cool. And that's in the free part. Then in the paid part, the customs tactical map, they've added one additional checkpoint, which is like a little Christmas tree bit with a new set of tokens. So I think we said last time you had to get tokens to go through the customs tactical map, and it was things like, I think it was all kills actually. It was like kills with assault rifles, SMGs, yada yada yada. Each one you got a different token, and you had to use certain tokens. You could trade 5 tokens for 1 token if you wanted to, if you wanted to not do something really annoying like melee kills. This is kind of similar. The old tokens don't count, so you have to get these new special winter Christmas tokens, and they're things like cap the point, 5 times in checkpoint, and that'll give you a token. Play a match gives you a different type of token. Win a match gets another type of token. Headshots gets another type of token. So you've got like the same deal as before. You've got to sort of grind it again to go through these customs tactical map to go and get that. And you can again exchange 5 of the of the new token for 1 of the new tokens, but the 2 tokens can't be mixed together. So it's quite fun. I quite like having these little things to do. I don't think there's anything in. Actually, didn't really look. I don't think there's anything in there that's like crazy. Or at least I haven't heard anything that's crazy in there. I think it's just like a white version of the Kaiman, and that kind of thing. I don't think there's anything insane. It's like winter themed reskins for existing equipment, I think, for the most part. I need to go and have a look and triple check if there's anything new.
Is that it?
Goes until February. I thought you were going to say something, so I stopped. It
No.
goes until February the 3rd. So you've got some time. You've got like a whole month, basically, like 5 weeks. Yeah, there's a few other bits they did. They changed checkpoint a little bit, so you can now, which is joyous, given I just did like a huge long arena guide, like how to actually do the theta container and like how to actually get how to actually win and checkpoint. Because last time I was like, oh, just go and play these games and win, and then loads of people were coming to me being like, hey, I'm doing the 3-day doodad that you told me to, but like it's impossible for me to actually win the games, which I hadn't really thought of. It's like it's also one of those things. It's quite hard to like tell people how to win. It'd be like if somebody comes in and says like, "Oh, I've got 3 days past to escape from Tarkov. Like, how do I like win at the game?" You're like, "Well, there's a lot to it actually. Like, obviously, Arena's a bit more simple, but so that's why I made a video about it. So then straight away after making that video about it, they're like, "Oh, I did mass capture. The more players from one team capturing the point up to 3 players, the faster it's captured." Which in my video, obviously, it's just like, well, it doesn't matter. Like, that changes the strategy a lot because now you've got to decide between: do you want a slower capture point with one guy with another guy at the front protecting it, because you still lose progress when you get shot, or the other side, which is you want to have you all stood on the point, so it's a faster capture, but you risk one of you getting hit while you're on it. You know, like whereas before it was an obvious choice that you only wanted one guy on the point because it didn't matter how many people you had on there, it captured at the same speed, and then all the other people should be in front of the point, absorbing damage effectively, so that you could get the point captured. So that's changed slightly. They reduced the number of points required to win by 250, so it's now 1,250 points. It's slightly quicker. They made some of the tasks a bit better. Yeah. There's a couple of like quality of life things which don't really matter too much. And they did some like small balancing changes too, but it doesn't matter too much. But yeah. So yeah, that's it. That's the main stuff for Arena. In a nutshell.
Sorry, Arena just like it's like the. Anyways, I just like it's just
You're
not.
more than welcome to tune out, right? There's like a lot of people are not interested
like,
either. So like we just whiz through it. Some people
it'd
want to
be
know.
like it's like this. It's like if you take Arc Raiders and they're gonna be like, all right, we're gonna make a new game mode, PvP only. We're gonna rip the Arc out and like all the progression. You know, we'll put a different progression system in the game. And it's just like this is not what I. You know what I mean? It's just not what I'm interested in.
Yep. See, I quite like Checkpoint because of the little strategy bit, which is like I like it for the reason of thinking of that stuff, right? They're like, oh, you know, am I going to go here? Am I going to go here? There's little bits of like micro strategy, micro tactics. Because so many people come to me just be like, oh, it's impossible. That's partly why I made the video, because there's people are just like, it's impossible to win at Checkpoint. All my teammates suck and it's terrible. And I'm just like, well, firstly, you've clearly never played a MOBA because you need to control yourself. Right? You need to understand, you know, that like you can have an impact outside of everybody else. Like the only reason why you'd lose every single game is if like you were awful, right? For one, and you've got to distance yourself and not have this whole the mental biasing, right? The losses feel worse than the wins feel good, right?
Absolutely.
And you got to control yourself,
Tell
my
me
friends.
about
You have to control yourself. You know, it feels bad. And when your teammate is screwing up, you notice a lot more than when the enemy's screwing up, because you don't see the enemy screwing up. When they screw up, you start winning, so you feel good about it. So it doesn't matter as much to you, right?
Yeah, that's
And
true.
it's like, well, okay, we've got 2 teams of 5. You know, they have 5 chances to get somebody useless. Your team, so long as you're not an idiot, you have 4 chances to get somebody useless. So in the long run, you should win more than you lose in the long run, so long as you're like at least, you know, decent-ish. And there's strategies to be a bit better about, you know, the way that the game goes and like to influence it or whatever. And that's kind of why I wanted to make it, because so many people are just like, but it is so annoying, right? And it's like it's an exercise. It's much as an exercise in controlling your own emotions
It
as
really
it is in like,
is.
shooting the gun and playing the game and capturing the point. It's like, how long can you play before you throw your monitor through the window because this guy is such an idiot? Like the number of times when I get frustrated too, right? It's like really annoying. Now you're it's like a really clutch game, and you're about to capture. Like you may just be able to catch up. You're about to capture 3 points because they've like really screwed up, or like, you know, one of your teammates has gone on a heater and killed like 3 of them in a row. You're just about to capture that like central point, which is really going to clinch it, and then like your useless teammate just shoots you in the back of the head. It's obvious you're capturing, right? And it's just like mass. What are you doing? You know, like I have VoIP off on purpose in Checkpoint. Like, don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want them to talk to me. I want nothing to do with it. We're going to be playing game, and I'm going to try and influence the game as best as I can. And we're going to do it without talking. It's not worth it.
That's so funny.
It's just not worth it. Not in just like solo pubs or whatever. Anyway,
See,
but
that's so funny because I keep flip flopping between VoIP on and off. Like for me, 90% of the time I always keep it off for everybody. Like I can't hear my teammates, right? But sometimes it's like like you said, you know, you need to be like it's basically like not always, but like once someone on your team proves that they're an idiot, right? And it's like, okay, well now I know what I have to work with, right? Like it's probably not good practice to assume everyone's an idiot, because not all the times they are, but there's just yeah. So and then really you just have to be not an idiot yourself. That's basically it. But the hard part is just not tilting out into oblivion. Like you said, like you're like you can see the silver lining, and it's like, guys, we should really do this objective. That would be like game winning if we did. It's like, no, we're gonna run over here and chase this character across the map and not kill him and lose the game, throw the game. It's like, I love this game. It's so
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like, there's people in chat which I agree, right? Saying, for example, some checkpoint matches are lost in the opening 2 minutes. Yes. And those ones actually I'm
Ouch.
like probably the most chill about. Because it's so these games and MOBAs are the same.
Mm-hmm.
It's a team game, right? Where you're queuing with randoms. It's a bell curve. Here's all the games,
Mm-hmm.
and on the bottom, it's like I don't even know. I am actually not even sure what the y-axis is, but the x-axis is it's probably something, I don't know, something to do with winning, or I'm not really sure. But anyway, it's like it's a bell curve, and like
Okay.
sometimes you roll like the 4 useless players,
Yeah.
or even 3 useless players. Like I've actually had that situation in the past where it's like me and another guy like playing out of our mind, and there's 3 players, and they're just like they're clearly like have never played, or
Completely
they're just, I
clueless.
don't know,
Like day one, 10-hour account.
straight from PVE. I'm sorry, I don't mean to. Yeah, but anyway, it's
That is the ultimate. That is so savage.
because we in arena we all play in the same pool, right? It's not segregated in arena. You can progress your PVE character by playing arena. So
I
anyway,
love
so you have like
the
2 good
Tarkov's
players, like the
like verbal slander, the unique
I want no.
slander.
I'm not. It's purely a joke. I'm not here to stand against PV people. That's I love you PV guys, but yeah, and in those games, it's like that's when you rolled like the bottom 5%, and it's like it's impossible for you to win that game, and that's fine. You just use it as target practice. Don't worry about it. It's all right. It's okay. So like the point that you want to concentrate on is on that bell curve, right? If you're like perfectly averagely skilled,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to win like this set of games, and you're going to lose this set of games probably. So what you want to do is that you want to be focusing on like that middle section. So it's like, okay, this middle section of games is like the 10% either side. You want to make sure that you definitely don't lose the 10% of games that you should be winning, and you want to really try to make sure that you win those 10% of games that you nearly lose them, but you do a few things, like you stand in front of the point and you resolve some damage, and you manage to get that one thing and you win by like 5 points. Those are the games actually that make the difference. Like so say you've got a 60% win rate, right? Like 40% of the games you're going to lose. Like that's the way win rates work. So those 40% of games are lost anyway. If you can win 1 extra game every 10 that you should have lost, you'll get a 60% win rate and win more than you lose. And it makes a huge difference. It makes a huge difference.
That's really enlightening because I have this hard issue. Like this is like a mental block where it's a curse. I want to like win every game, but I don't just want to win. I want to like dominate, and I'll play like some of the worst early game heroes, but I still want to like dominate. You know what I mean? Which is just not reasonable. But because what's your basics? The Y in your bell curve is basically like winnability or something. Like, well, if you're like 2 minutes in the
Something like that,
game
yeah.
and it's like, everything's gone downhill, it's like, why even put in, this is in that like 10% on one side of the bell curve where it's like, the likelihood of you winning this game is like 10%.
Yeah.
Don't even, you know what I mean? But like, yeah, I see what you mean. You got to focus more on that like that core of 40 to 60 because those are the ones that really matter.
Yeah, exactly. The benefit actually of checkpoint is that when the game is really one-sided,
Mm-hmm.
and I've been in those situations where like the only point that we're capturing is the point I'm on. As soon as I'm not there, it gets capped back. So it's like 3 points captured. If I die on my way to the point at any point, all 3 points are getting captured back. The benefit of that is the game's over in like 5 minutes. Because like
That's nice. Yeah.
they get to the points limit, because you get like so many more points, right? So you get like 1 point for each point, but then if you've got all of them, you get like 6 and they get 0. So it very quickly just goes like and they've reduced the points from 1500 to 1250. So now it's just like the game's over. It's just done. So it takes 5 minutes rather than 15. And you get to queue for another one. And you can kind of tell those when it's like, you've only got 100 points and they've got 600, and it's just there's no way they've got like 3 or 4 good players, and you guys are just really struggling, and you're the only one that can get through. But you always get killed by like the third good guy or whatever. They're all in the angles that they're going to be in. You have to 1v1 all these dudes. Like you're just going to lose them. That's fine. But it reminds me a lot of it reminds me a lot of poker. Like I used to play a lot of poker back at university, and like the philosophy there was the same. It's like sometimes you're just going to run into the guy with a pair of aces. It's just like you just lose them in those situations. It's fine.
Yeah.
The times you need to win is when or like outplay somebody is when like you've both got like similar. You've both got like the middle of the pack hands. It's like, can you get the guy to fold when he shouldn't, or can you like get the guy to call you when he shouldn't? It's like it's that middle range. Like you want to win like 5%. In poker, it's even harder. It's like you want to win like 55 or 52, 53% of the hands. Because it's like such a much more probabilistic game. It's like very similar in some ways. And again, you got to control your emotions when you run into the guy with the pocket ace. It's just like, it's just the way it is, right? You just move on to the next one. I made the right decision, even though I lost. It's like, it's hard. It's hard. And it's so psychological. And you got to, I've done many things in my life, I think, along this vein, and like see the same themes coming up over and over again. And sometimes it doesn't help. Sometimes you just get enraged because it's really annoying. But the more you can control it, actually, the better you probably do in the long run, because then you won't end up throwing a game that does end up turning around, because you just never know what's going to happen. Sometimes you'll be playing and then one of their players goes AFK, like one of their good guys goes AFK, and then it's 4v5 and then you win. I've had that in Checkpoint. We've won by like 7 points, and I'm just like, damn, I'm glad I carried on trying to play. Like the one guy, his mom calls him for dinner. Like you just never know. He's like got all the arena stuff on. He's got like all the sweaty kit. He's got full face visor mask, whatever. So it's like, Brad, spaghetti's ready. He has to come downstairs.
Not Brad.
And then you end up winning the game. You never know. You just never know.
Wow, I need tendies. 4 tendies.
Yeah. I'm gonna turn off the power. Yeah. So, not that I play on US, but you know, it's Pascal.
Bro, it is like I have like I don't know, it's so bad. I've said this to a couple of different Daylight coaches. I'm like, yeah, so how do you not tilt? And they're like, well, I think you need a psychologist, not a Daylight coach. No, they don't really say that, but that's how it feels. It's like, oh my god, I need like a freaking someone to psychoanalyze me and like help me. Help! Because yeah, I just like God, Giga, it's so bad. It's so bad. Actually, you know what's hilarious? I had a game where a teammate made a mistake. This is the thing that drives me insane, is when you like communicate something clearly to someone and they do the exact opposite. Like that drives me insane, right? Like, hey,
I can see
I can throw my dagger and sleep this guy, and then you can charge him and stun him. And so before, because I previously asked him like, "Do you have your charge?" And again, I can't hear them yes or no, so I'm just gonna, I had to do the mental math. Like, okay, I got 4 abilities unlocked. Surely they have it as well. So I'm like, okay, and then I just see them charging the guy before I even dagger, and I'm just like, ah. So it's like 3 minutes in the link stage. I just like jump out, go. I just start running it down. I buy like all the items that basically make you tankier, and I just run it down as my like position 1 core character. And the game is like, we're down like 20% net worth, right? And they've already taken Roshan effectively, and they're like into the game, and I'm at the other side of the map shooting their minions that are like spawning in their base, and they're going back and chasing and killing me, right? There's only 2 people. Well, somehow my team, we defend, and now the tables have turned. Now we're ahead. We end up winning the game. I'm just like, you know what I mean? It's just like, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard.
And I was taunting the enemy the whole time, like, you stupid bitches. You could have just left me alone and won the game. You dumb. And I know they were so mad. I know nobody liked me in that game. I was the villain. I was the
both
enemy.
sides. Well, you're hated by both sides. It's certainly gone one specific way. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, man, there's a lot about like game psychology there. But the first path on the step to redemption is the realization that controlling your own mental state is actually going to increase your win rate, and then it helps.
Zen, jolly gamer.
Zen. Let the salt flow over you, Johnny
Okay.
Gamer.
Speaking of
Yeah.
salt,
Okay.
did you see that Tarkov TV podcast? Am I right? Just kidding. It's not
Yep.
really
Tarkov
related.
TV. Oh, yeah. Well, Tarkov TV was hilarious. I'm pretty sure Nikita was quite drunk.
Was he though? I don't know.
I don't know. I think he was.
Yeah, I could see
He was
booze being
very
involved.
funny.
It's very funny. Yeah, you know what? I think you're right because he did go on like he usually goes on rambles, but this was like an extra long ramble at the end. Like there was a whole 30-minute ramble where he repeated himself multiple times. I think you're right, actually. Yeah, you bring up a good point.
Yeah, I think so. But he was clearly having a good time. I haven't seen Nikita that happy for ages. I mean, 1.0 went better than they ever expected. He keeps saying like, "Oh, we didn't really think anybody was going to be interested in 1.0 kind of thing." And a lot of people are just like, "How could you possibly think this?" I still think the whole thing is a bit of a mystery to him as to why it's been so successful. I think I'm pretty sure in the back of his mind he's just like, I still don't understand why people will play this game. Why so many people want to play this game. But it keeps going well, so we'll just keep going. But he did seem happier than I've ever seen him, to be honest. Like release of 1.0 plus probably festive spirits, like New Year nearby. But he was in really good spirits, and it was nice to see. It was definitely fun. It was definitely a fun one. So there's like a whole bunch of stuff that they showed on Telco TV. Which I'm not tried. How long are we in now? Like an hour. Try not to take too long because he actually did waffle a lot, and they played like a bunch of arena. We watched Demerka. We literally watched Demerka like rage quit because he got a jam on his SR2M, which was really funny. But like the big stuff, and I got a few things. A very bad scab did a really lovely summary of it over on Twitter/X. But there's like a whole bunch of different stuff. I don't know really where to start. So yeah, he talks about performance a lot. I know that they said basically things like, when you get disconnected and then it takes you forever to get back into raid, they want to try and like fix that process somehow. And I think that's even just going to help with like loading as well in general, and that it just takes so long to get back in. Like you get disconnected and then it like unloads the map. You have to reload the map. You have to get back into the raid and stuff. It just really sucks. So we're going to try and fix that. And various other performance things as well. Culling, like they want to change some vegetation. They actually want to update the models. There's a lot of stuff that Nikita's calling Tarkov 2.0, which is, I feel like maybe that's, I don't know. It's interesting wording because I feel like people who hear out of context, like the majority of people that aren't really paying attention would just be like, Tarkov 2.0, well, like, what's this thing?
Yeah.
Why is Tarkov 2's coming? Like, what's the deal? It's kind of confusing. Whereas he just means, we're basically fixing everything that we probably should have fixed for 1.0, but we're doing it now instead after 1.0 because 1.0 was the story, and now we're doing all the other gubbins. But anyway, it's still welcome. Hopefully, adding extra vegetation. The classic meme now, pretty much on anything that they do or anything that they show, is like minus 15 FPS. Minus 15 FPS, minus 10 FPS, minus 50 FPS on everything. He did actually read that out at one point, and he was just like, yes, that's what you get. It'll be it'll be the lowest FPS you've ever seen. It was like riffing on it. It was quite good. So more stuff like that. So vegetation improvements, culling, and performance, and whatever. Again, like I'll believe it when I see it. I mean, it's just one of those things. It's impossible with Tarkov to know whether it's going to get better or worse. It usually gets worse. They are going to add. So, how do we do this in a logical way? I didn't actually organize my notes particularly well, which is unfortunate. So let's talk about maybe the event stuff to start with. So there's going to be like big full-scale events. It turns out that the icebreaker is actually going to be part of an event. I don't know if they said that one in particular was going to be playable afterwards. I'm not sure, but they seem to be in this arc, especially with the Tarkov 1.0 storyline, in this arc of like making these sort of dungeon style like one-off raids that you do, a bit like Labyrinth, a bit like the 1.0 like terminal ending, stuff like that. So this seems to be similar. There's going to be a quest line with the icebreaker, and then you go there and play the thing. I don't know whether you can play it totally solo, or I'm not sure really. But they said it's like a story enriched Labyrinth style mission. And because the terminal's a bit like that, you have to go to a place and you have to turn this off and turn that off and like find a thing and then do a key card. Like it feels like maybe more like that. So like the map is the quest. You have to go and like do the stuff to break up whatever it is that they're you're having to do. So that's like kind of cool. And then they also talked about a new, like a whole new game mode as well. I think this is an arena, because they did talk about this a little bit later. So there was like some co-op like PvE arena, like story game mode type thing. Again, another dungeon style thing. I don't think this is to do with the icebreaker, but I think it's something else. I think it's an arena related game mode, which is different. They don't want to talk about it because they don't want other people to copy it before they've released it, or something like this. It's
Was he
there
joking during
was
that
a lot
bit? Do you
there.
think he was joking, or do you think he was serious?
He was. I think he's semi-serious.
Okay.
I think he was semi-serious. I think he was kind of like, I don't really want to release it because I want everyone to see it as a surprise, but also, we don't want people to like do what we're doing before we do it,
Yeah.
kind of thing. But I like releasing the details, so I think it's semi-serious. So I think the icebreaker one is probably the big event for the base game, and then whatever this other thing is, this
End of
PVE
end of
arena type
line.
thing is going to be in arena. Well, end of line. So end of line was something else. They were going to be adding.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, is it called end of line? Oh yeah, that's right. That's the event. That's the special location. Yeah, the dungeon style one.
For
Yeah, you're right. It's called end of line.
arena.
I think it's arena.
Even though it says stay from
It was a
target at
bit
the bottom.
confusing. Yeah, but I
Yeah.
think it was
We'll
for
get
arena. I
details
think.
later.
Yeah, we'll see. And then like 2 big storyline quests are coming as well. But apparently, this end of line location is going to be for release after the event.
Oh, okay.
Maybe it is the base game. It was
I'll be
confusing to listen to. I
intrigued.
actually
I'll
gonna have
say
to
that
listen to it
much.
again. Yeah, and it looks like various places, so it doesn't look like all in one place. As some people said to me, it's like some of it looks like reserve, some of it looks like terminal, some of it looks like ground zero / streets. Looks like it's not just like one thing.
I mean, I'm getting a
I don't
really
know.
strong underground Russian bunker vibe. I'm not seeing anything particularly.
Was there, was that not the skyscraper bit? There's one with skyscraper. Maybe it's not part of this. Maybe it's something else.
So there's this.
Like this one. Oh, this is an arena thing. What does it say at the bottom of that one?
Redacted. Location
Location
redacted.
redacted.
Is this the thing that was for arena? This
Maybe
might have been
this
the
is the
thing.
PvE thing for arena.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which again is another. They sound like they've got lots of plans. I'm not really sure. But yeah, so there's like
Yeah.
that one, which is clearly up in a skyscraper in like some construction site. Yeah,
like
it's not hugely obvious.
It's like a kind of like the Call of Duty Modern Warfare first level where you're like
Yeah,
training.
it looks like the training level, because that training level is in arena now, and the tutorial is actually quite good. And they said they were going to add something like that to the base game.
Okay.
Because the arena tutorial is really good. Like it genuinely is really quite good.
That's the event.
What did Bad Scab say about it? He said big icebreaker event plus large quest line in Q1, new storyline quest, Pighead and Lady of Hearts, which Nikita says he apparently really loves. What did he say about the new map end of line, dungeon style, single player driven, possible D2 bunker connection? And I think that was supposed to be an arena thing. I think.
I don't know. Either way,
yeah, it's confusing. But either way, there's a lot coming.
Yeah,
there's a lot coming. So there's that. Then talking about events. He said that a large Halloween event, Zombies, is coming back in like an enhanced format. So this year we're going to see. This is ages away, right? We're talking 8 months time or something like that. But they're going to be vamping up the zombies. Zombies was great anyway, but they're going to be like amping up the mechanics, like making it better than last time. They said they just kind of threw it together last time. I think it was mainly a test of entities that don't have all of the stuff on that normal player have on them, like scavs or whatever. Like, and there's no items, no inventory, anything like this. And they were testing that mainly to allow it to perform with like lots of entities that aren't all communicating their entire item load back and forth across the server every 3 milliseconds like everyone else. But it worked quite well, and so yeah, hopefully they can make it better. And he thought it was cool too, so that should be quite neat. Then he talks a little bit about the seasons. So in Q2, we'll find out a bit more about the seasonal system, because the first time that we're going to interact with it is in the summer. So it'll be, I guess, end of Q2. We'll finally get the first season and then the summer content. So he said it's going to be a bit like battle passes, but different. Fresh progression, unique changes, exclusive rewards, and the exclusive rewards transfer to the main character at the end of the season. I don't know if that's actually things. Maybe it's unlocks. Maybe it's achievements. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know if it's necessarily just gear. But we'll find. It's a good clip. We'll find out. We'll find out. But the idea behind the seasonal system is that there's going to be a major modifier for each season. So he gave a few examples, something like food shortage, bad weather, and then maybe something like radiation.
Okay.
So he was like, or maybe we get to use some of the things that used to be on the UI be able to
Mhm.
have like add like radiation as a season, something like that. And then he said, and this is where he brought in this idea that we looked at previously with hardcore, where he said you'll have perks and debuffs for the seasonal system. So you might, for example, and he didn't give many details, but he said his example was, for example, you could pick like no secure container, but get a perk to offset that.
I remember hearing you talk about this because I remember watching. I
Yeah.
think I watched your VOD and I didn't catch him saying this. I'm quite intrigued by
Mm.
this system he's describing.
I imagine it almost like, there's the various RPG, like single player RPGs, where you get to pick your character, and at the beginning you have
Yes,
like a list of negative debuffs and a list of
like
positive buffs, and
traits,
they cost different
feats,
points. Yeah, exactly. You might have like a 3 point,
disabilities.
2 point, 1 point, or -3, -2, -1. So maybe if you pick like
Hmm.
all the negatives, maybe you get like 5 points plus. So you could just pick 5 good things, or 3 good things, or 1 good thing, or no good things. I don't know. Maybe it's just like maybe the points total is 0. So to pick a positive buff, you have to pick a negative to go with it. Something like that. That I mean, I'm already a bit terrified of the character creator screen for this first seasonal one, looking through and going like trying to think of the full like matrix of every possible game mechanic that this could interact with. Like, oh, you get negative, XP on this particular skill. Just like, what does that interact with? Like, what's important? Oh, is that going to block this quest? That's going to then stop me doing this. Just like all of this stuff. That's going to be really hard. I think you could quite easily screw yourself over by accident picking something and then later regretting it. I don't know.
Maybe,
Tagged and cursed in every raid. That'd be quite funny.
but 5% more
It turns out
XP on
that's actually
sniper
meta.
skill.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, we'll see about that. So they've got the idea for the first season, and then which is going to be the summer one, and then the season after that, I believe, which he said a bit later. Yes, and also things like it could have no insurance, but a positive versus that, etc., etc. What else? He talked a little bit about Arena being able to play multiple matches without like leaving the server and stuff, but wasn't too crazy. So he showed a bunch of different like bits of gear off. There wasn't actually that much. It's like some parts for the AK-308, PKM, handguards, and silencers. There's a whole bunch of mods for the UMP, which look quite fun. So you can make the UMP like a long boy, like add a load of rando mods for it, which is kind of cool. And then guns that he was saying that they were working on was, I think it was the Mini-Me and then the Groza, and he was like, yes, the N94, yes, we're looking at it, kind of thing. Oh yes, there's a stock adapter for the So this UMP is like kind of cool.
Yeah, it's got a new handguard extension.
Aftermarket stock and stuff.
I think it's even got. It's got to have a longer barrel too, right? I mean, that barrel looks mighty long. I don't think the
Must be.
default one goes that long. And then you
No.
got the buffer tube style stock, put all your attachments on there. It looks pretty nice. Could be good. Maybe.
Yeah.
New AK-308 handguard. I guess you couldn't put a.
Yeah.
Did you not put anything on the OG one?
I can check. I think you can, but I think it's a different one.
Barely. Okay. It's just a new handguard. Oh, everyone, quick, get excited.
Yeah. Exactly. Right now it's just a basic one. You can put a grip on it. So
Okay.
yeah. I picked up a AK-308 from some guy I killed the other day. I was doing, I think it was that planting the doodad down in reserve, and I killed a guy with a grenade actually, and it turned out he was like Prestige 4, he ate an RGD. It was a holy grenade, though. I'm quite pleased with it. It was like, train station. You can go upstairs into that little room that overlooks the like
Which
marked
map?
room building.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
on reserve.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so you go in train station, you go upstairs into that little room with the boxes, and he was at. If you were looking like kind of like away from that, like outside into there's like that. There's like a field like miles away. There's a little signal box kind of hut. So it's like the way that if you're looking out the way the train tracks go out the back of the building, and then
Yeah,
just to
yeah,
the
yeah,
right,
yeah.
near the edge of the map, there's a little hut type thing. He was
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
behind that. And me and him were in this kind of like
Back and
peaky battle,
forth.
and I was just like, RGD right over the top, like full into the air. I just heard it go off. I just heard the guy die. I was like, yeah, and he's like Prestige 4. I was just like, yeah, like even more yay. When the guy's super sweaty, it like feels even that much better. But yeah, he had an AK-308, and I swapped to his gun on the way out, and it felt really nice. I actually didn't have to look at it properly because like it felt way more ergonomic than I expected it would. I was surprised. So I think I've still got it in my stash. It was with the suppressor on. It's like 50 ergo and 93 vertical recoil with like a razor scope, a Zhukov on it. I was like, man, this is. Oh, sorry, an AK Evo. Yeah, I was like, this thing's really good. I need to do something about the AK. The AK 308. I think it's gonna be cool. Okay, so yeah, so a few more of those things coming. We talked about updated post processing and more like I think he basically said that they're going to overhaul like the graphics of the engine because it's just really outdated right now. Like there's a lot of stuff that's quite old, like the way that they do various things. He did talk about global illumination as well. They were like going to update that because I think they need to do the new Unity for that. I'm not sure, but they wanted to just like update the way lighting is inside and that kind of thing. Obviously, yes, minus 20 FPS. That's what everyone was saying. And then they showed like a whole bunch of random stuff, like functional mechanics from inside raids, which is really, really cool. I quite like. He's like, it's not important stuff, but things that just like add to the detailing, like being able to shoot locks off the buildings, being able to, car alarms that go off when they get hit, like fluttering papers flying through the street randomly. I don't know, like when that gets affected. But he said you might be able to use like crowbars, to, like pry open certain doors and stuff like that, just to like add to the atmosphere of the raid and make it a bit more like I guess immersive.
Interactive.
And then there's like and then there's like one crazy one which is showing somebody putting in like a number pad key lock manually with the actual numbers on the pad. I'm like, oh my god, can you imagine like you're like, let me just get into this room, like you'd like have to press like what like in tiny intricate like 1 5 3 like someone's like you hear one or two guys like no give me in. They're trying to push the buttons under fire, like oh my god.
No, that's the ball. It uses the PUBG blackout system where you gotta pull out the card and your character holds it, but he's like when he holds it in front of his face, it's like shaking everywhere. +10 immersion. You gotta read the codes and then he's gotta put it away. And you gotta get your finger out. And your finger's like moving on the keypad.
Oh my god. Actually crazy.
But
yeah, I mean, there's still like there's loads of other random stuff, things that he sort of mentioned, like they want to work on knockdown. I think this is Q3 knockdowns from explosions, which he was like, this is potentially going to be the precursor to like the unconscious state and stuff like this. They still sound like they want to do. I was amazed. I thought this was like gone. I think this was done. But he's still like, yeah, this is like could be the precursor to dragging bodies and like the unconscious state and stuff. I'm just like, okay, mate, like all right. But that'd be kind of neat. Like, you get like naded or like gas canister goes off in customs. You actually get like blown off your feet.
Yeah,
like
I mean,
ragdolled as your character.
There won't be any bugs associated with that whatsoever. I can't wait.
No, of course. Be like Skyrim style bugs. You get like blown by gas can. Just go like flying like 500 feet into the air.
Just fall through the map instantly.
Yeah.
You're stuck in the falling animations. You see like the underground underneath of the entire map. You're like, ah.
The explosion's so strong you just get blown into hell. So yeah, that sounds kind of neat. He talked about adding drones to the game. They're like thinking about adding drones, but in a way that isn't going to just like fundamentally change the gameplay because it could, in theory. So they have to be a bit careful. He did talk about radiation. Q4 second season. They're going to do the Scav Life DLC. That's when they want to do it. It was in Q4. Didn't really give any details about that really, but saying that there might be like like a communal area for you and your scav, like friends IRL to like hang out, like play cards, like drink and smoke and whatever. Okay, I don't really know what that's going to do, but kind of neat. Showed a bit of new gear, but nothing looks too crazy, like reworking the AVS and stuff like that. And then the one you're showing on screen now is this like lens reflection rework. He was like, oh yeah, it's like really strange that we just don't have any reflections on our glass these days. Like we're going to add the reflection to the glass for the world outside. And everyone's like, please don't do it. What are you doing? Like, is it going to add people like just, can you fix picture in picture before you like start adding more like visual effects to the game? Like, do we really need that? Like I hadn't really even noticed, to be honest with you.
Not really. Noticed. I mean, it's
but like there is a little bit though. Like I'm looking at it in the hideout right now, and like there actually is a little bit.
I think it's just.
Maybe you need screen space on. I don't know.
Well, I think it's I think it's like a realism matter because what they're going for now is like this, like I don't know, frosted the color, but it's actually in the lens as well. Like the lens looks crappier, basically.
Yeah, I don't. Like, do we want that? Like,
yes, like realism. Giga, come on, what? Are you crazy?
Realism.
Crazy.
Oh yeah.
Realistic
I
battle
think that was
simulator.
most of it. Was there anything else that we missed off? I mean, we just have a quick look through BBS's summary, just see if there's anything that I didn't say. Oh, I missed transparent mags actually.
Oh yeah,
So
we
there's
can't
like a
forget
bunch of
game-changing feature.
transparent mags that they were going to add. The only place where it actually really makes a big difference is the P90, because you can see the bullets disappearing like when you're ADS'd,
Yeah, why can't I
which
find
is
that one?
cool. So you
Oh,
can
here it
get
is.
an accurate count of your ammo while
Yeah.
you're in ADS mode, which is pretty neat. Like normally for these other ones, like yeah, you can see it while you're taking the mag out and holding it up, and it's cool. I like
Mhm.
that. But with the P90, you can literally see it in real time as you fire,
Oh, you can even
which is
see the bullet
just sick.
tips. They got
Yeah,
he's
you can
got
see which
different
type it is
color.
through the thing. Because this is already modeled. Like if you put a magazine end on, you can see like obviously only the first two I think are actually visible anyway with the tip. But you like they're all
Mhm.
in the mag, right? The Tarkov doesn't have that issue where we're gonna have to suddenly put the bullets in the mag, whatever. Like they're already all in there. Like if you look down, you can see them already in there. They're already modeled in there. Like they probably get cold below, but like the model actually does exist in there in theory. So it's not really that much extra work to add transparent mags, to be honest.
I will say, well, maybe tell that to my GPU. Am I right, Giga? Boom, boom. I will say they did. I mean, it looks very believable. Like this freeze frame, like this looks like
With the spring,
yeah, it's got
I love the
the
spring.
spring,
I tell you.
but even like the like they got the exact opacity opaqueness
Mhm.
of the G36
Yeah, the
mag
opacity,
here.
yeah.
Yeah, it looks very believable.
It looks really nice.
Yeah.
Looks really nice. So yeah, that should be good. Should be good. Okay, I think that is it then from Target TV. There was a lot of random chat and just time and
Yeah.
other such things.
I mean, it's a fairly sizable Tarkov TV, I thought.
Yeah.
I mean, lots of random bits as usual, but like very random. I felt like, you know.
And we don't
Um,
really know, right? And like they haven't released a roadmap yet for any of this
yeah.
stuff. Whether they will, I don't even know. And a lot of this stuff is like, well, it sounds. Let me put it this way: it sounds to me like a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
Really
it's
sounds like a lot of stuff. Are they going to
probably
get to
like
this in time? I don't know.
20% of
I
it
don't
will
know.
ever be put in the game, and the other 80 will be forgotten, pushed back. You know, I mean, that's kind of how this stuff
Mhm.
goes, unironically. But I mean, I believe him on the map stuff. Let me say that, and the optic. You know, basically anything that's in video, I believe. Pictures are kind of
Yeah.
you know, maybe it'll come, maybe it won't. But video, like, can't go wrong with the video. Usually maps too. But anyways, I'm getting off tangent. I watched that Tarkov TV and I was like, man, I want to play some Tarkov now. I was watching it and it got me all excited. Seeing like the interactable stuff and shooting locks. And my brain was just like, oh man, that'd be such a cool mechanic, you know? Imagine like I need to get into this room, bang, shoot the lock off, you know? Um
Mhm.
and I played Tarkov and I realized, what am I doing? Like as soon as I was loading and saw that little new fancy UI loading bar, I was like, why am I here? I hate this game. And I played Arena Customs, spawned in, spawned right. Where's there spawn? I spawned like by the train where Big Red's at, and you gotta like sprint across the gallow or the valley of I don't
Yeah.
know. Don't get sniped in the head. And you know, sure enough, like 30 seconds in the raid, there's already like some suppressed guy killing someone else I can hear. So I'm like, I gotta set up in a choke point spot. So I set up at the little like fence. You know, it was like I was basically at the little blue containers that lead into that new area in customs where you can like peek into construction
Kind of
and
towards
over.
Crack House or
Yeah. So like if you're going towards Crack House, there's like that hole in the fence, basically. I mean, it's like a concrete fence, and then to your left is like Warehouse
yeah.
13, I think, and then to your right is
Mhm.
Crack House. So I like just kind of hang by the blue dumpster looking things, and sure enough, you know, here comes Billy Bob. You know, thankfully, I think one of them was a Timmy. Like I killed him, and I saw their loadout. They had like the bear armor. That's like, you know, just a rig, and like they had like a
Okay.
beanie. So you know, I was like, okay, we're dealing with, you know, at least one of them was a Timmy. So I got 2 kills, which is like, okay, well, you know, I'm doing setup. This is like good progress. And then here's someone else, but they're on the other side of the map. Because now I go inside and I'm like, I think I had to fix my arm and, you know, do all the Tarkov things. I hear someone on the construction site. I go peek them, but I can't see them, and they just start blasting me. And there's a scav also inside my building. So, but then there's like 3 of them or something. I hear them just like stomping around, or like oh, there's a player. They're getting all tactical on me. They're like splitting up and stuff.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh my god. So I go back to the like blue dumpster things, and I'm like set up on. I'm basically standing on like this rubble that puts me just high enough to like peek my little shotgun right above of the rest of like the dumpster and see
nice.
through like the cracks, right? And then suddenly I just hear an explosion. I die. Like what? What just what just happened? And so I clicked into menus and saw that I just got like air bombed F1 grenade from someone. I don't know. Maybe they were like behind me, but they were like my level, but they were oh, what was that called? Not Edge of Darkness, the cringe one.
The unheard one.
The unheard, yeah, that's it. They were
The
unheard.
cringe edition.
Yeah. They had like some fancy clothing I've never seen before, probably some arena stuff. I don't even know. But I was just like, ugh. So I I'm not playing Tarkov again. I hate this game so much. Like, and then the week before, I was in to do like set up again, and like I went to go to a rat spot. The one I told you about last week, where you like go to the little interchange exfil transit one on customs.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
The shoreline one. The shoreline one in the
It's
bus.
Shoreline,
It's like
yeah,
a little bus
sorry.
at the
I
back.
I
Yeah, yeah.
I think bus and I just default to, but
I
that
know.
one's at the anyways, doesn't
That's a
matter.
big red. Yeah, that's the other
Yeah, yeah,
side.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, because you can, like, get on top of the bus and do all this, like, goofy stuff. So, but as I'm going there and, like, yeah, I don't even remember. I thought I heard something, and then sure enough, I get shot, and there's someone, like, inside that area, and they're, like, peeking through one of the gaps, and it's,
Oh.
like, 2 minutes into the rain, I'm just like, "What are you doing?" Like, I don't like, they're not even, like, ratting good. I don't even know if they're ratting, but, like, what are they even doing? Like, you just take the thing or not, Just, like, I'm so mad, because I'm like, "That's what I wanna be doing."
Yeah.
And, yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I watched a video from Aqua, FPS out of all people. I don't know if you've seen this video or not.
I have actually.
Oh, yeah, you know what I'm talking about? Let's
Mhm.
see if we pull it up real quick. And it's funny, and I think there's some truth to it. But he's basically is like, I think it's more of a comedy. It's kind of like tongue in cheek, because I think he's genuinely serious, but I think it's also a bit, right? But essentially, he's like, yeah, Tarkov is not the same. It's been ruined, and let me tell you what it has been, or what's ruined it. And he's like PVE. And it's like, wait a minute. How'd you come to that conclusion? Like, are you just hating? And he actually brings up a good argument, because like all the people that hate the game but like can't escape, they go play PVE, right? And like it's almost like they got like snuffed out of the competition, right? PVE is like the Candyland, the Candyland Tarkov. Tarkov for
Yep.
toddlers, as it were. And so that leaves all the big fishes. I think you've even made this argument before. And then you got Arena into the mix, so it's just like everything's getting more. So and Aqua is a very like he's a very dumb player.
What word are you going
I
to use
just
here?
I feel like I watch him play stuff. You said, what word am I gonna use here? You know what I mean? He's like your super average gamer. He's like that dude, bro, on the couch. He literally skateboards. Like, I mean, he's a dude, bro, and he like plays video games. So he's kind of he's just like a silly little guy who plays video games. He's pretty like average, I think. He's not like some god gamer or whatever. So yeah, it's I do kind of feel that. It does feel like every fight is like fight for your life, actually, because it's just like you're all. It's like I don't know. I miss the days. Even though I say that. That one guy did look like he had a Timmy kit, but maybe he was just doing the thing for the event. Maybe he had like
Yeah, you never know.
just threw on some random crap and had like a beanie or bandana or whatever he had. I think yeah, like a bandana.
Hmm.
But yeah, I don't know, Giga. I'm just like right my like enjoyment out of like multiplayer video games is so low, and I think it's largely a me issue. But like, it's just like God, this game is so annoying, man. Like performance on customs just sucks so bad. I hate playing that map. I don't like the
Yeah, to be
map.
honest, I agree with you on that one.
I can't I can't not do the quest. Like it's just I don't know. It's just I don't I just feel like Tarkov doesn't really function all that well without the quests. Like you can do it a few times and it's kind of like, something, but like I don't know. It feels like the game is built around like the quests are like a core part of the
They are.
gameplay experience. So it's hard for me not to like face down and then just grind out something. So I'm probably done. I might check out SPT again and see what's been cooking there. But yeah, I don't know about this game. Like I think for me the biggest thing, which they talked about in the Tarkov TV, is I really hate queuing for 5 minutes and playing like a 2 to 5 minute raid. And like
Yeah.
getting queue times down would definitely help a lot. But it's also just like I'm just so tired of like spawning in and feeling like I'm forced to PvP within the first like 2 to 5, like really 2 minutes of the raid. It's
I
just
feel
I don't
like
know.
both of those things are things people have talked about for a long time, right? And it's like, again, PvE actually fixes the first one because you don't have to sit there waiting for matching with all the other people.
Yeah,
You just play. So
yeah.
it's crazy actually how much better that is.
And the
You know,
second
you're
thing, because
having it on your own machine, and then the second
PvE.
thing, like obviously, yeah, you don't have to deal with the other people, but it's like the spawns thing has been an issue for just a long time. That's really what you're talking about. Really, it's like the spawns
Largely.
problem. Like you have to play the opening like a chess opening. It's like, oh, I spawned here, therefore I
Yeah,
have to go here. This guy's over here. It's like you can't just like go in and just like organically play and then bump into an
right.
encounter. It's like
And
the
that's kind of
first couple of minutes
the
you
fresh
have to play
thing
around
about
it before you then get into the actual like uh dynamic raid, I should say, where it's like people are
yeah.
actually in different places and everything's not like well known. So that's a long time actually. It's like the first 5 minutes is loading, the second 5 minutes is playing Tarkov opening simulator. And then it's like, okay, now we're actually playing the real raid, but sort of 50% of the time, well, maybe 30% of the time, you probably died at that point.
Yeah.
So
And I think
you only
that's
get to like interact with the rest of the game like 70% of the time after all the loading and It's just it's just a lot. Like it's just a lot.
yeah. I mean, it's definitely Tarkov fatigue, but I think that's also why like the map like Streets is enjoyable-ish. I mean, it runs pretty bad. But if you run a red dot, it's not terrible. But then you're running a red dot, so it's like, ah. But anyways, running
Some
a
of the
red
street spawns are really bad. Like some of them are
they
okay, but some
are,
of them
but
are really bad.
if you
So
can make it through that, then you can usually play like a pretty long raid. Maybe not an entire
mm,
raid length, but a pretty long raid, and that feels like you went on a little, adventure. I like coming out looted, so I don't know. It's just I think that's why Arc feels fresh in a sense because you don't really know the spawns. You can spawn in late. Like I think if
yeah,
you do spawn in early and you just like open up the map and like, okay, I'm just gonna run along the edge of the map. I think you will find someone else. There's a good chance if they also are doing the same thing. Because you can imagine there's only so many spawn points. I mean, they have a
yeah.
couple that are like kind of close-ish, but yeah, there's definitely all those bunkers on the outside. Anyways, but yeah, like you say, it becomes way too formulaic, and I hate it. The new customs area. I've learned like I just do not enjoy the choke point central. It's just so hard to navigate. Sorry, this aqua video. It's like that. Anyways, that's my Tarkov rant where I'm at. I just can't Giga. It's killed me.
There's a growing subset of people who are like quest deniers.
Whoa.
Quite a lot of people just won't play the quests, and they play the game like organically just to play the game. You typically obviously have to be a bit better than average, right, to do that because you have to farm your gear in raid because you're not like getting past certain or they'll quest like in a very very specific way to get to, like a certain thing that they want and then stop. Like certain basic attachments, like maybe they'll get to a certain point, and maybe like skier up to a certain level. I think there's one guy. Um, he was called Dog Seven in my Discord before. He's called.
Hmm.
He tends to go around the community as Bloodbag a lot of the time now, and he's really 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 cracked.
Mm-hmm.
But like he just doesn't quest at all anymore. And there's a whole bunch of people who just like don't bother questing. They just like vibe, play the game, build up their stash, whatever. Like it's kind of interesting. Kind of interesting. Like the sort of semi-hardcore kind of thing,
Mm-hmm.
and just like play the game just for the kills. I just don't know if it's as compelling for like most people if you do that. Like some people really want to do that, and that's fine. And the game is immersive enough. You still get the loot, you get the kills, whatever. But and I think you do have to be definitely above average as well. It's a tough one. It's a tough one.
Yeah.
I know some people play it that way, but then it stops you having to do like stupid stuff like setup and if it's especially if you don't want to do it, you're like pigeonholed into these certain kits that you don't want to play. It is tricky. I think like maybe you just try it like a bit more freestyle.
It's
One
hard.
way.
I've already
If you could be bothered.
I last week I think it was.
Is that what you're playing for, right?
Last week I like completely hard uninstall it. Like I purged it from. Did you know there's like 300 some entries in your registry for Tarkov? Like
I did not.
quest stuff too. Like I don't know. I don't know why, but they make key values for in your registry for each of the quests or something. I don't really understand that. I'm not sure, but it's like 30 megabytes or something. Like it's not insignificant. It's just weird. But anyways, yeah, I like in a fit. I just like purged everything. So was it today or was it? I don't know. Sometime recently, I reinstalled it and I have to like do all my keyfinds again. So I had to go through that painful process.
No,
because it purged everything.
that makes it 10 times worse.
Yeah, it does. Because those keybinds are like not entirely randomly sorted, but they're like fairly random. It's weird. Anyways, that's my Tarkov rant for the week. Final thoughts.
To round out the Tarkov stuff.
Yeah.
Well, final thoughts. I don't know. I'm not sure really. Interesting. We'll see what happens. Seasonal system could be kind of cool, and we'll get through the winter situation and see what the deal is. Now, the final thoughts I had on like Tarkov side in general was you heard about the account hack that happened. Hilarious.
I did not. No.
Did you not? So a few random people got their accounts reset. Some of them on stream.
Oh,
which was quite impressive. So they suddenly had you need to like reload the game kind of thing. Open it up. This is actually happened to Lupo, but like a load of other people. There's Beast, one peg, like a few people who got like reset.
Yeah. I know Lupo.
And anyway,
happy.
Open the game back up. Create your character. Welcome to Tarkov. You Sickle Bear. Yeah. And guess what happened? Guess what the issue was, or like what the cause of the problem was. It didn't happen to me. I was like a bit worried when I first saw it. I was just like, oh no, they're gonna go through like all the people who are like remotely, known in any way. I was like, oh man, hopefully they just go after like douchebag people. I'm liked, right? Like broadly.
But wait, I mean,
particularly.
This wasn't intentional. You're not suggesting.
Oh yeah. This is an exploit. Somebody did this.
Oh, I thought this was a BSG.
This was not an accident.
Wait, so someone
this was not an accident.
Somebody hacked BSG and then reset accounts of particular people?
Correct.
Why?
Because they could.
Okay, fair enough. So yeah, who did they hit?
Well, I only know of those three. I know of Backspiece, One Peg, and Lupo. I didn't see anybody else. So I think there were a few more. No, maybe Logical as well, actually. I think Logical Solutions also got hit. There's more, but I don't know.
Someone needs to do investigative work. Who's the chairman banned in all 3 or 4 of those chats?
But there are more people. It's not just those 4, but those are the ones I heard about. But anyway, do you know where do you think the weak link was? Any guesses?
Turns out it
couldn't have happened to me. For example, it could not have happened to me.
Oh.
It turns out.
They're NA servers?
Nothing to do with location or anything like that.
Wait,
anything that changed for 1.0? Any other potential ways to get Tarkov or access Tarkov?
Oh, the Steam
outside of the regular launcher. The Steam account version. Yes, baby.
Wait,
yes. So what did I say ages ago? Being like, there is absolutely no way in hell that I'm going to get the Steam account because you can guarantee that something is going to go wrong with the Steam link. in its first iteration. Maybe in a year, maybe in 2 years. Definitely not at the beginning. There is no chance. You'd have to pay me a lot of money to get me to link to Steam at the beginning. There's no way I'm buying that on purpose. So there's some kind of like, it's not even really. I mean, I guess it's an exploit of the way that it works. Like somebody posted it. Supposedly they were the people that did it. I don't know, but they posted up how they did it. It was all in Portuguese, I think. They're like from Brazil, and supposedly what happened is it's something to do with the way that Steam connects to the BSG server. It's not a Steam issue, really. It's like the way BSG have implemented the connection, and you could pretty much just append a user's ID to the end of one of the requests. So this is obviously dumbing it down a lot, and I don't know the full ins and outs of exactly what happened, but you could append the user's ID to the end of like one of the particular requests, and it would bypass all the authentication. So it's not like they got through two-factor or knew people's passwords or anything like that. Like you could just go through the process and then change one of the things later, and it would just let you in. And it would let you into the account center, so you could just reset their profile and change their picture. Apparently, they changed one peg, so they reset one peg's account. Then they changed his profile picture to a QR code, which linked you to a YouTube video of them telling him how much of a bitch he was for 7 seconds.
That's funny.
Which he replied was just like, at least these guys have a sense of humor, which in fairness was quite funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, the Steam link. But apparently it got patched like straight away before people even really knew about it. Like they fixed it almost immediately. But my God.
However,
oh dear. However,
all over.
No, it's not all over. It's not all over, because what do you then think happened about getting their accounts recovered?
Oh, account recovery? Surely they went to the account recovery center.
Yeah, exactly. We've had these problems before, right? Where people's accounts have been like reset or the accidental wipe or whatever. And the last time they did it, they said, well, we're just going to give everyone level 42 and 100 million rubles or whatever stupid amount it was, and max skills or halfway through the skills. And it's just not going to happen again. So there you go.
Yeah, I mean, obviously.
So yeah, so there's no way to recover the accounts. That's it.
Nikita said that will never happen again. That's all I heard.
So I believe what's happening roughly is that like I think they're having to take a load of screenshots or something of like what they had before. Someone's going to have to like manually rebuild their user profile or something dumb like this. So it's just like, really? Maybe that's misinformation, but like I don't know. I mean, something like that. I'm not sure. It doesn't seem. I don't think anyone's had their account recovered yet.
I don't know.
I put a post out basically just being like, is this really that hard? Like, just do a daily backup or something. And I had like a load of people being just like, oh yes, well, I work in database management and it's incredibly difficult. And a load of other people just being like, this is extremely simple because like basically every big organization has solved this problem over the last 20 years. So
yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, I feel like
I don't know. I'm not an expert. Don't ask me. It seems like something that you probably put some resource into at some point.
Yeah, maybe it's just, I played Megabonk recently, and when you die, it gives you a text that says, perhaps a skill issue? And it says that every time. So, perhaps a skill issue? All that.
Yeah, skill issue. Don't get Steam hacked. Skill issue.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's wild.
That is wild. It's funny. I mean, it's not funny, but it is funny that it happened to one peg, because there's been at least 2 incidents, including this one. There might have been more where his account got reset or like screwed somehow. Like there was a Scav Karma one, and
oh yeah,
there's this one. There might be another one, but he's got some bad juju with Battlestate Games and accounts. I tell you that.
Yeah, there was another.
Didn't he get another one?
Like, I don't remember. Maybe, probably. So. He manages to catch all the strays from the big bugs.
Yeah,
he ended up with a minus. It was like minus 12 scav rep or something. Because each raider was giving like minus 3 full scav rep points rather than minus like 0.3 or 0.03 or something.
That's something ridiculous.
Yeah. And had like went from plus 6 rep to like minus 12 rep in one raid.
Yeah, which meant
dopey like that.
It's unplayable basically. Like you start
it was
with like a PM
5
pistol.
hours to scav like.
Like you have a PM pistol, a 1 out of 100 cheese, and like a mag with 1 bullet in it, and every scav kills you on sight. Like it's awful.
Yeah,
2 hour
it's crazy.
reset
Yeah,
timer.
like something similar to that you just reminded me of. He was like Nikita was like, "Yeah, so we're going to spend like some time this year, and we're going to like migrate all of our servers over to Linux."
Yeah, I did hear
And like
about that.
a load of people in chat were just like, "Migrate to wait, what are you doing now?
Yeah,
What are you guys up to right now?" Like I'm yeah, again, I'm not enough of a tech to know
right.
exactly what, but like my understanding goes that pretty much everybody runs almost every server on Linux. Like nobody runs it on
Yeah.
anything else. Like what are they running on? Like we're just like Windows boxes, isn't it? I don't know. It's just I'm not sure. I don't think that's necessarily fair. It's not impossible as far as I understand, but I don't think it's necessarily like um industry practice, let's
Yeah,
say. But
yeah.
look, when have BSG ever gone through industry practice on literally
True.
anything?
They are just a little guy after
So
all.
exactly.
They're
You
the
know, Nikita just
underdog.
turns up on Taco TV with his sippy cup and has a great time. So it's good.
To become a Bach.
It's just yeah, it's just part of the charm. That's what he said. It's part of the charm. You know, disconnect. I mean, part of the Tarkov TV that made me laugh so much was when the game literally went down partway
That
through,
was gold.
and then they did a juice time. They had like back end error 1000. They're like, okay, juice time. Right, see you in a minute. I'm gonna go kick some butts. Like,
No, it was funny. The funnier part for me was when he's like, "No, just don't worry. We planned this. This is just a video playing in the background because it was showing all these errors." He's like, "No, this is planned. This is a video." It's like, that's so funny.
yeah, the game is fine. Don't worry, game is fine. Like,
Yeah, they were laughing
uh,
too. So yeah, I mean, it was funny,
they were, yeah,
which
they
I'm
were,
glad.
yeah. Yeah.
Like it would
Me too.
it wouldn't be as funny if they were like all serious. Like you know,
Mhm.
yeah, that was
Okay,
fun.
enough Tarkov. So, second, we're going to take a complete U-turn. Second testing weekend of PUBG Black Budget happened. I didn't play it at all because A, the game was awful, and B, I couldn't play it at all, and C, I was busy with actually important stuff, not playing that garbage. So, but you did actually like play quite a bit, right?
Oh my god, the monkey brain, lizard brain. I just love the hideout progression. It's so good. It's like by far the best part of the game. It's so good. You get the personalization. You can place every individual object, but then you get like tokens that you can use for decoration. So you can like decorate your hideout, and they got a lot of options. Like it's actually
That's cool.
it sounds silly and it's completely meaningless, but like I don't know why it just tickles my brain. Um like I found because you have because you have to like get upgrades to expand your hideout. You basically I found like basically gotta reach a certain level so you can buy 2 shovels as a melee weapon, and you gotta craft like
Hmm.
2 root dissolvers, and then you can like dissolve part of the cave and dig out more space. Right, so because you have space
Yeah.
limitation, and you gotta put down these modules to place them, and they got like hitboxes, and they can't overlap and stuff. Sometimes you gotta get creative, and basically you got like one bench, stacked right next to another bench. It's like, well, I can't get in there and access it, so you get a little cactus plant. Now you run over to cactus plant and like glitches your character, and you do a little bounce up on top of the desk, and now you're on top of the desk now. It's like I love stuff like this.
It's called a bounce pad.
Basically, like it was so cursed. Oh man, but yeah, I mean, a couple things I do want to say. I actually did. So I think you wouldn't know this intuitively, but because I was messing about with a tons of graphical settings, which I'll get into later, um, and I could like basically disable a lot of the foliage. I thought some of the anime AI was pretty cool how they behave. So like the light or like the tigers, panthers, whatever, they like physically climb down the tree, which I thought was cool. But
Okay.
also they hide in bushes, and if you like look directly at them, they'll like stand perfectly still, and they
Oh.
might make a noise. The alligators do a similar thing too. And if you look away, they'll start like crawling towards you. And then once they reach a certain threshold and they're like in attack mode, they'll start attacking you. There are some cool things there that I liked. And then I mean I fought the like zombie beast looking things. I'll pull up some
What
B
in the
roll.
main area?
Yeah, I started like I'm like, well, this playtest's gonna end soon. Like I need to stop playing it so safe. Let me just start like really,
Yeah.
kind of focusing more on like taking risks. The other cool thing I did was I don't remember how I got this, but somehow I got maybe it was a barter. I think it was a barter actually. I bartered for a holo ticket, which is this like basically this consumable that you use. You got to bring it into raid, and allows you to airdrop from like the plane in the middle of the map right into the arc center
Oh,
from
what
the
was it called?
very
A
start.
hollow ticket.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Or maybe it's Halo Ticket. Or maybe I don't know how you pronounce it. Uh I thought I thought that was kind of cool. And it was interesting too because then, because you're on an island that's circular, everyone spawns around the outside. And the general, idea because there's a timer on a raid, but there's also like a ring. Everyone gets pushed into the center the longer you stay in a raid.
Yeah.
But because you're in the thick of it at the start, it means you get to like do the stuff you want to do there, whether it be looting, questing, whatever, without any of the threats of players. But then you have to push towards either you stay there longer till the people come to you, or like you push out towards the players. So it's I don't know.
Hmm.
It was interesting. It was, I'll say that much.
It's
Maybe,
like starting at resort.
but yeah, exactly. Which really like, and it's seemingly like I don't know if you're the only person that goes there or what, but it's just it's very different. So that was kind of unique. I did that once. That one fine, but most of my time was spent crashing, and for whatever reason, the game now took like 15 minutes to boot up into the game. Like it
Whoa.
was awful, and I think might have been because they had their own anti-cheat solution now. It was like PUBG Guard or something.
Right.
But like your CPU would literally go to like 99%, and like sometimes things would lock up. Like it just like you would get the splash screen, it'd stay there for a while. Like when it first happened, I went to the Discord and I was looking and I saw other people were complaining about like, why am I just had a black screen? Like the game or the game's not launching. Because the game
Yeah.
literally took like forever to actually get to a black screen, and then it sat at a black screen for like another like 5 to 10 minutes. Like it was
That's
awful.
crazy.
And then the game crashes, like every other raid or every two raids. So it's like you had to repeat that process. It was so bad. But I mean, was it worth it? I don't know. I love that hideout system. But yeah, overall, it was pretty much the same. I think the hideout, like I said, is definitely one of the cooler parts of the game for sure. Whoever like, and I really would hate for the game to fail in a sense because like even the artwork for the quest I thought was like really well done. Like it's looks
Yeah.
highly rendered. At first I was like a little skeptical. I'm like, is this AI stuff? But like no, this looks all fancy smanchy. Um let me see if I can skip around and find some of the broken the broken stuff because Giga at one point
Oh yeah.
I did the oh my god, yeah, look at it's
Is this
like
your graphic stuff that you were fiddling with?
yes.
So what do you do? Because last time we talked about it, you were saying like you were messing around with Unreal quite a lot, like changing a lot of things. What is this? Is this the hideout?
So there's like a VR module allows you to. It's not supposed to be this white, by the way. Let me make that very clear. I don't know why it's
Okay.
like this. Because okay, so I learned a lot. You know, part of this thing for me was learning about Unreal 5, and as you can see, everything looks really low texture. I mean, I don't even know what this was.
It's like no lighting.
Yeah, there's no lighting. There's also you can probably see my screen is flickering black occasionally. I don't know what's up with that. Um, the foliage is rendering. I don't know which iteration I was on here. It's fairly low detail, and but yeah, I mean, so at one point I just did the old Nvidia trick, which most games nowadays seemingly block, where you basically have this thing called like LOD bias, and
Hmm.
if you like, you can basically set it to like it scales from like 3, what is it? 3 positive 3 to negative 3, and I think negative makes the detail higher and positive makes it lower, but you can like punch in these bit editor values and make it like clay. And so like when I played the game, stuff was not rendering at all at a certain point. like, like at all. So like, and I actually like couldn't play the game because the geometry was like so cursed, Giga. Like you couldn't even see, like I could see the ocean floor, and I had to jump from like under, like there was no like terrain. There was just like the rocks beneath the terrain for whatever reason. Like there was rocks beneath the
Right.
terrain that weren't there, and they like mapped over the terrain. So I had to like walk on top of like sky. Like it was so cursed.
And figure out like where the thing is based on like the rock underlay of the.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it was. I turned that off after like wondering and like, well, this is like the opposite. This is like maybe you could argue it's an advantage, but this is like kind of a little insane. So oh me oh my, or yeah, I don't know. There was lots of different things I did, but what I did learn is Unreal. The problem is indeed Unreal 5. It's just like there's just too much going on. Like you really have to, and I did look up because I know last week you said something about Arc Raiders and how they basically use a custom Unreal 4, which is true
Yeah.
because like
With all the crap removed.
yeah, exactly. It's like well, it's not even that. It's like they oh yeah, no, you're right. I think it's like I can't remember. But basically Unreal 5 has got like way too much crap in it. Like they're trying to like push this Lumen stuff and
Mm.
global illumination and like they're trying to make it workable, but the way they're going about it is like making the game look crappier. Like they basically lean heavily on temporal aliasing and streaming in stuff at lower resolutions. And I mean they got some cool stuff like you know some things will like you I mean it's customizable, but anyways, because it's just like you have to like do all this extra work seemingly to get things to run decent, but that's like one
Mm.
machine. And like if you like one of the, it seems like the system is really geared for um
Supercomputers.
no, like streaming basically. Like you basically have like a target resolution in like VRAM,
Yeah.
and all the systems look at that information and then try to like adapt the graphics around that. So like if your target's like, I don't know, 90 FPS and then of course you gotta use an upscaler because like I mean we're trying to do like basically ray tracing. We're doing like this super detailed LOD system where like there's zero pop in, but as you approach, like the difference between being far away and close, like you can't really tell on like the viewer side, even though there's a lot of like trickery going on behind the
Mhm.
scenes. Like it's cool stuff, but like at the end of the day, it's just like there's so much junk going on. And like, yeah, it looks good, but like it runs like crap. And like when you gut a lot of that, but you can't the thing is you can't really gut it necessarily um on your side because like it's still like baked like you're basically some of the stuff you can, it seems, and some of the stuff you can't. Like you can't just like turn off Lumen necessarily, from what I saw.
Yeah.
Like even if you do, it's still running, seemingly, is my understanding.
Hmm.
But I don't know. It was an interesting rabbit hole I went down. But nevertheless, the if they can get performance better, it might have some legs for some people. I did think it like I said, I think the hideout was definitely the highlight for me. The progression the hideout progression felt pretty good. It's a little slow to start, and you do have to do this like waiting game where like you research something and that research takes like 12 hours, which kind of sucks.
Yeah.
And you can't do anything else until you like upgrade the module. But there's a really big tree within that system. And I don't know, for me, I because you can like fabricate components for or mods for your weapon. And as you level up the traders, they will start selling you base materials. So then you don't have to worry
Mhm.
about looting like common stuff, which is like a really nice, it'd be like if like Therapist sold you blue gunpowder, and you didn't have to flea market, for
Yeah.
example. It's just like a really nice thing. And it makes some of the like crafting the low tier stuff or whatever, or even the high tier stuff that you don't have to worry about looting some of those things. It's nice. Um, so yeah, we'll see. I just like they got to get performance. Like booting the game for 15 minutes was a killer, and then I had the issue that you were having where it felt like there was something wrong with the game this time around for me, where it was like, yeah, anytime
Mm.
I turned my camera, it was like you can see I've done something to it where like LOD is actually popping in this time around. Like I turned on dithering, which was supposed to that's gonna hurt, which is supposed to have the LOD kind of like how it does in Tarkov. You know how you approach it and it like kind of like pixelates and dithers a little bit and fades into like a higher quality. Goes from that
But
low, like a
yeah,
tree,
the
for
LED
example.
type stuff.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. It was supposed to do that, but it wasn't doing it here. It was just popping in, swapping in and out dynamically. And yeah, here I think I got like some of the foliage disabled. Obviously not all of it, but it's not supposed to be this clear on the floor. It's just I don't know. It was very cursed. Definitely
Yeah.
There's definitely like a raid where I had like no foliage, and I was like, okay, well, I'm not gonna kill this guy because this feels super, super one sided. But yeah,
How did the PvP feel? Did you get into much PvP?
Okay, I will say I did start to understand the armor system, I think. So how I think it worked was, God, I have to pull up a screen of it. I actually think it kind of made sense. The only questionable part is like the ammo progression. I think that part for me was kind of questionable
Mm.
because you start out with AP round or no, like flesh rounds basically,
HP, yeah.
and then you can go to like tracer slash FMJ, which is kind of like your middle tier. FMJ being, I don't know. It seemed like there was like HP tracer, and then you got FMJ was like better than tracer. And then you had AP, and then you had like Super Flesh. But AP and like Super Flesh were locked behind the workbench, which is like level
Right.
12 or something. Reloading station, I think it's called. And even then you had to
Mhm.
like research those things to get those different branches. Like there's a lot going on. But
Yeah.
the armor system, you had like the overall health and class of the armor. So let's say it was like 160 and it was like class 3 or something. But then you had that's like the healthiness, and as that goes down, the effectiveness of the armor goes down, right?
Mhm.
Then you had like the zones to protect, and it would say like chest, and it would give another number like 25. Like, what does that 25 mean? I think it's just a flat damage modifier. Like that's the damage that it blocks is 25. So if you shoot me with a
Right.
bullet, that's like whatever 34 pin or 34 damage. It's gonna block 25 of that. Then you have pin.
Right.
Now, I'm not sure how pin works because I just don't know. Like, I when I look at the combat screens, I did the math and it's like, okay, yeah, that adds up. Like that blocked the value there. That worked. But I don't know how pin works. But whatever. As your army gets weaker, it goes from like 160 max to like I don't know 130.
Mm.
If you hover over that portion, it will say effectiveness minus like 3% or something. And all of
Okay.
your now you block like 20 whatever percent or
Yeah,
something.
it's less on that part, yeah.
And then you have like destructibility and like there's different values for modifiers for like ballistic, whatever. I mean, obviously ballistic's the only one you care about. So I think there's something there. The other interesting part is leg and arm armor seem to be really important
Oh, yeah. Oh, right.
because as as you pointed out originally, you have a 100 HP pool, and that's like it's just a bar, right? So if you shoot me in the leg, you're taking away from that pool, right? But you do have
Mm.
modifiers, which isn't clearly communicated, but you seemingly do have modifiers. I think the leg was like point 0.7 and the arms were point 0.5, I think. But again, because you have like your bullets are doing like 20 to 30 damage, especially if they're HP, which most people start with HP. So you have like
Yeah.
34 damage rounds from SMG. The time to kill is actually kind of quick. So if you don't have,
Mm.
and then you have armor, and some of them will only cover the upper arm, and some of them only cover the lower arm, but it's only like 5 damage mitigation, right? So like,
Do you
I
still
don't.
get kind of hosed?
You still can kind of host. I don't really know exactly. I never like. I'll say this. The system felt like at the start, HP was the way to go. And maybe you could like once you got the reload station, maybe you start using FMJ because the only way you could get FMJ for like the 45 caliber about was through in raid or crafting in the reload station. So I didn't get to use too much
Yeah.
FMJ. So I'm not too sure. Like I never got to use AP either. Like would AP just go straight through their like just melt them? I mean, you get lower damage for higher pin. I'm not really too sure. But it did seem like there was some stuff there, and then as I started playing more, I started investing more. I used to think that the, like, EpiPens and the pins that remove toxin and stuff were kinda useless, but one time I, like, jumped over 2 fences that had barbed wire, and I had, like, giga bleeds, and I just, like I couldn't out-heal it, basically, like, I ran
Ah.
out of heals, so I was like, "Okay, well, these are pretty valuable if you do." They're kinda like you need to split in Tarkov. They're kinda like that,
Yeah, because the
so
bleeds go away, don't they? That's the deal. Because I stopped bringing them too, because it's like, well, the bleed goes away, so I was just like,
yeah, or you could just out
fine.
heal it, but, like, yeah, if you
Yeah.
stack bleeds and sometimes in combat you might bleed. It was just I died once, I was like, "Okay, well, I need to look how cursed this is." It's not
I know, it's
rendering
so bad.
There's no
The fact that you can even do this is, like, so
you
crazy, though.
yeah, I mean, you shouldn't be able to do I can't remember what I did so much stuff, Giga, but this might be NVIDIA profile stuff shenanigans that I don't know, I mean, it's hard to say. But yeah, I mean, it didn't make I don't have the FPS counter up here. It
Yeah,
was
how high armor did you get? Did you get any of the, like, better armors in the research stuff later on, or
I never really made it
'cause
that
like
far.
there's all that, like, in-game sci-fi armor at the end, but I
Yeah, no,
imagine that's, like, a lot longer than
I
just a weekend.
see what I started doing is I started doing because every gear piece has a mobility stat. It just and
Mm.
it ranges from uh like low, very low, medium, high, very high. I started equipping stuff that was all very high because I just wanted to be fast so I could like. Because you can, there's like class 3 leg armor and, you can wear like all this heavy stuff, but like you're actually kind of heavy. So I was like, let me just go the mobility round. That was working out pretty well for me. I mean, I was getting to the point where, kind of like in Tarkov, where you get enough trader levels unlocked, you start running like these very efficient kits. I was kind of doing something like that.
Yeah.
And then maybe like just bringing out these cool guns. But yeah, I didn't really dabble too much into that stuff. I got like one. I mean, the problem was like where I was in progression, I couldn't progress fast enough because I was gated by like 12-hour research. And so like if the beta
Yeah.
ends in, 11 hours, I'm not gonna be able to see what you know what I mean? So
Mhm.
yeah. Eh.
How did you find the gunplay then after playing it a bit more?
Um I mean it definitely reminded me of like Rust recoil, which I think's probably not a good thing for the average player. I just don't think it was I don't know. I did like the weapon modding because you could like directly modify the horizontal or vertical target one. I mean, usually you're gonna target horizontal, but maybe if the gun already has good horizontal, maybe target vertical. It just depends. But yeah, I mean, I really didn't. I would say it was okay. It was serviceable,
Yeah.
but it is pretty dry. Like, if you going from this to Tarkov, like, it's like night and day. Lunar and solar.
Yeah,
Like, it's
Tarkov's pretty relaxed these days.
yeah, I mean, this was like yeah. This was like yeah. I mean, some guns, like, I used the FN 2000 stock, like, it was unusable. Like, you just have to have mods. And that's honestly, I mean, that's probably true for most guns. It's like you just have to have mods to make it usable. So, I don't know. It didn't like I said, it was serviceable-ish. But the
Fair enough.
hideout's really good.
Fair enough.
But yeah, it's okay. I think that and just final thoughts, there's many a times where, like, I gotta kill someone and I couldn't loot them, or I would loot them and I would die because of the zone. So I'm not really too sure about the zone thing. Like, it just feels extra annoying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. What are we? It just feels like a gimmick. Like, it. Oh, look, PUBG. Gotta have the zone. You know what I mean? It's just that's what it feels
Hmm.
like.
Have to have it, or it's not the game.
Yeah,
It's in
yeah,
the
yeah,
title.
yeah. Um. Okay, wrapping some of this up. I want to quickly tell you about um maybe I'll say that for next week. Okay. Yeah, I'll say it for
Yeah.
next week.
Okay.
Let me just put it down here. However, I do want to tell you about PhysX. So do you know what PhysX is? You ever heard of the name
Yeah, so
before?
there used to be a module on cards for ages ago. I think it was
Oh,
around
you do
like
know about
Source
this.
Engine kind of era, yeah. And it was like a new module that was going to process physics specifically within the engine. A little bit like we've had various modules for all sorts of things. And there was like a big trend for it. And people were like, oh, we're going to be able to calculate all these like ballistics and all this other stuff, like gravity and everything else on the physics like module on these cards. And it's going to take away, what the GPUs are having to do, or maybe some of the CPU work in
Yeah.
particular. We're going to be able to do that on GPU instead because we're going to move some of the overhead away. And then one day, I never heard about it ever again until now when you just mentioned it in 2025. And I can't remember the last time I've heard somebody utter the words physics. It was probably sometime around 2012.
Yeah. Yeah, they used to have these things called PPUs, which is physics processing units. There was a time, and Nvidia bought the company. I think they were called Aperture. I'm not sure.
Big
Anyways,
PP Co.
uh-huh.
Big PP Corporation.
Yeah. Anyways, and then they started making this technology physics, which basically your graphics would handle a part of it, and developers that they utilize. But it became to a point where, like, well, not all of our customers as game developers have NVIDIA cards. So, like, why are we putting in all this extra man time into this stuff and doing this? So the technology didn't get utilized that much, and NVIDIA's like, well, why are we doing this if no one's using it? So then they just like basically dropped support back in like 2012, but they brought it back recently. And I want you to see this because I was actually blown away when I saw this. This is I just happened to get recommended. I remember seeing a video from Digitally Foundry talking about PhysX. I didn't watch it because I'm just like, what, I don't even know what that means really. Then I saw this person. They were like, why physics is a game changer? I'm like, okay, well, you got me with this title. And he's playing Borderlands 2. And just some, I don't even know, Game World Art, the name of this YouTube channel. Just a small little channel. Just he's a game developer apparently, and he just wanted to show off this technology. And I was like, okay. And I was genuinely blown away. So essentially, it's handling all this like debris and he's shooting the ground and he's making these bullet impacts, but they're not just like decals, 2D sprites. They're like actual 3D and they're just like little bits and bobs flying up in the sky. And I was like,
Mhm.
wow, this is and if you play this without physics, you get none of this. You get none of this stuff. And I was like, that's crazy. So then he goes to this other scene, right? I'm gonna like skip forward here. If I can find it. Yeah, this actually blew me away. This is like a game from like 2000. Is it 2012?
Don't know.
2012. Okay. So he's here. He's in this like whatever little sewer. There's this like sewer pipe that's shooting out water, and he's threw a grenade, and it actually pushes the liquid
Oh,
out into the world, and it's it doesn't look fantastic. It looks very
it
like
looks like jelly, but
yeah, it looks like jelly. Yeah, you're exactly right, but it's like physical based, and I was just like, wow, this is like it's not like revolutionary, but for 2012, this is really cool, and it's like, and yeah,
yeah.
if you play this without physics, this is just all empty. There's no water coming out. There's just no, and it's like, wow, that's crazy. So I was like kind of blown away, and apparently, now I'm not 1000% sure on this, but I did see on a list somewhere Arc Raiders has physics support, and which
Mm,
makes sense because Unreal 5 dropped physics support in favor of their own physics engine called Chaos.
right.
So it makes sense that the Arc Raiders one may have support for this. So I thought that was interesting. So update your driver, gamers, and take a wow, look at those amazing particles and things on your screen. Physics, woo!
So is that like something that they are gonna add, are gonna add? Are you saying that? Did you hear anywhere that there's like stuff in Arc Raiders? I mean, does everyone have a physics module on an NVIDIA GPU? Like, do I have one?
You should, yeah, yeah. I mean, if you install even in the more, because I think,
I've no idea.
I think, I think it's an optional package when you do the installer. I think by default it might be turned on, but basically it was like such an old version or whatever. Like I don't really know. I just know it wasn't supported, and now they're like, hey, we're bringing it back, like 32-bit encoding or something. Or now it works because 32-bit instead of 16-bit. I don't know. I'm really not. I just here's a cool video. I saw it.
Says here apparently, I mean, this is the AI summary.
Mhm.
The circle completes itself, but physics calculations have long been processed using the general purpose CUDA cores. The most recent RTX 50 series Blackwell GPUs initially removed support for 32-bit CUDA applications, which impacted performance in some older physics games, but they've restored support for select top-played 32-bit physics games through a driver update. All 64-bit physics works on modern hardware.
Ah,
Yeah, they
yes.
bought Aegea in 2008 and transitioned the technology to run on its own GPUs.
Aegea, yeah, that was the
So I
name.
guess
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it does work by default, I guess, because it runs on CUDA.
Yeah, where was this at? There was another really cool one where he shoots tarp, and you can actually, like, it's actually ripping through the tarp. Is this it? I was blown away. Yeah, shoot that barrel. Okay, yeah. Now shoot the tarp. Yeah, look at that. Wait, do it again. Reload, do it again. Look at that. That's crazy.
Nice.
For 2012, that's crazy.
So this is just like this isn't added after. This is like natively in the game from
Natively in the
2012. Like
game.
you,
But, up until like a couple months ago, you would play this, you would get none of this.
yeah,
Zero.
I see.
It's just like I can't believe this was like sitting here. You know what I mean? This whole time, and but I mean, like I don't know. It makes sense when you look at the timeline and read up on the history of it. But now it actually
Mhm.
might have a genuine resurgence. Like when people are under the Nvidia umbrella, you know, how many corporations are as well. Everyone's got their
It
hands
makes
in
more sense
Nvidia.
now because it's just like, well, not everybody uses an NVIDIA GPU, but that time's gone, right? Like,
Yeah, yeah.
so
Seriously.
now that we live under our new NVIDIA overlords, now we can just bring this back because yeah,
Yeah.
like DLSS or whatever.
But it looks cool, and
Although
if
good
it's
tech.
not super, you know what I mean? If it's not, like, super performance
Mm,
taxing, like, yeah, the water
yeah,
bits look
no.
outdated, but for 2012, like, I mean, this would have blown my little gamer brain mind away.
For sure. And that yeah. It's funny, I even said I haven't heard it for like, 12 years or whatever. It's like exactly when this game came out. It's like funny.
Yeah.
Like basically on the money.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, that's neat.
It is neat,
That's neat.
like, stuff like that. Okay. Trying to think, is there yeah, that's probably it. Let's do next week. Add some stuff to the list for next week.
Okay.
Talk
Add
about.
it. Add it and we will discuss.
Yeah. Otherwise, unless you got anything else, Giga, I think we'll include it here.
I think that's it for now. Yeah, just like a lot of stuff to chew over, new quests and whatnot, and like the snow and cold weather and Tarkov TV and Nikita. I guess like my closing thoughts would be that I haven't seen Nikita in this good a mood for a long time. I think 1.0 release has done him a lot of good. The fact that the game, yeah, there's like maybe issues with it or the expectations may not have been met or whatever, but like they released the game, it was received pretty well. It wasn't too bad overall. It wasn't a Streets patch 2.0. The
Yeah.
storyline did actually
Yeah.
function. There were bugs, but people got to the end. People have managed to get through
Yeah.
and escape. They've got leaderboards. People are like, "This is cool." People are prestiging. Everything's working.
It
Like
wasn't a
it's kind of
complete
what they wanted it
disaster.
to be. Yeah, which for BSG I think is a huge win,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
especially for something as untested as this.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he seemed happy and he seemed like excited about the stuff they were going to do. Like he said previously, like, oh, you know, we've got 5 years worth of plans and blah blah blah. But he seemed like quite excited about here's these huge events that we're doing because like, they don't really. I don't know because what do people say? They sold like some bazillion number of copies on Steam, which seemed just like inconceivable. But I think between like selling a load of copies, no matter whatever the number is, but they've sold like a decent number, selling however many copies on Steam that they sold, plus the battle pass stuff. I'm sure a load of people bought the tactical map stuff. Like Unheard Edition continues to sell. They keep bringing out clothing, and people are buying that. Like I think they have figured out that they are fine on funding. And like 1.0 is really fun. A lot of people like it. It's like the hardcore guys like it because of all the prestige and all the 1.0 like storyline stuff. There's a lot to do. And then you can go through and do multiple endings. Like the casual guys like it because the character's now more permanent. It's really easy to make money. Like there's not going to be a wipe on this character, so you can continue to play it if you want to. Like it's sort of the best mixture that we've had in a while. Of everything. But yeah, he seemed happy to basically be like, look, we've got these cool events coming. We've got an icebreaker coming, which is an event. Like they can work on stuff that's not just trying to ship 1.0, but work on things that other studios don't do, like do an event where they make a whole new map and stuff like that, and like work on things that they think are fun and that they want to do, and that they've been wanting to do for a while, rather than just working on the storyline, make sure it works. So I think it's good. I think the future is bright for EFT. Actually, I'm like my heart is soothed because you know a big question for me, right? It's like what happens about after 1.0? I
Yeah.
had a big question for a long time. Like, does the game just lose its mystique? Does it die out? Is there another competitor? Do people think, you know, does BSG lose their kind of like motivation and then you know, they stop shipping as much or whatever? Like, you know, that would affect me. So, but I might have my sort of low levels of anxiety, which is you know I'm not like too worried about it, but my low levels of anxiety around it are like have been soothed by this Tarkov TV, I would say. So I think the future's bright for EFT in my opinion. I think it's looking good.
To the
That's my
future.
closing thoughts. To the future, a vodka, and happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year. I guess it will be a new gear next time we cast.
Yep, will be.
Yeah. And well, we're gonna do Monday again. Hey,
Maybe. Let's see
let's
if anything happens. Maybe we do Monday again.
all right, to be determined. Thanks everyone for tuning in as always, and we'll see you sometime in the future.